to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is falling dough. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Welcome everybody to a very special and very weird double episode, episodes 265 and 266. We've had nothing but family time, vacations, and technical difficulties that have led to us doing a very, very different kind of show. Basically the same. We're going to be covering last week's and this week's, obviously, in this episode. And by we, I mean us, me. I'm Josh. As always, below me here is Rob. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
And up there is Brandon.
Howdy.
And without further ado, let me tell you about the books that we're going to cover before we jump into the news. We are going to run through The Flash number 25, Green Arrow number 28, Green Lantern number 27, Justice League Unlimited number 11, Detective Comics number 1101, and Superman number 30. We are also going to talk about, after we're all done with those, Adventures of Superman, the Book of L number 2, JSA number 12, Birds of Prey number 26, Batman number 2, Poison Ivy number 37, and Justice League the Omega Act Special number 1.
Ivy. It's like Pam's agent. Ivy, how's it going, girl?
I thought you said Ivan, and I was thinking of a Russian version, a Russian man version of
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Russian Ivan.
The Poison Ivan is the Wonder Woman villain in the Red Sun universe.
No, that should be like you should. I don't know.
Like
Copyright might. No, I think you can get away with that. Poison
Probably.
Ivan. Just that should be a villain in your novel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, hold
It's
on.
just a funny name.
Let's make a note.
Poison Ivan.
Poison Ivan.
Russian plant user.
Nice. It doesn't bring up anything in a Google search result. That's funny.
I think you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Right on, right on.
DC's
right on.
lawyers come calling. Just plead the fifth.
Yep.
You know nothing.
I know nothing.
I think as long as the costume is distinct enough, you're fine.
Oh, for sure.
The name itself is such a parody name. You're good.
I mean, it's
You're
gonna be
perfect.
it's gonna be a Russian dude, and like only control over poisonous plants.
There you go.
Yeah. That is.
Thanks,
I know
guys.
that was a flaw, but that's such a genius name.
It really is. That worked.
That would have been a great character on The Boys or something.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just
totally
saying,
see
like, Garth Ennis the shit out of that for sure.
Oh man, damn. Nah, well, it's fine. I'm not getting. You should have it. If I could steal it, I would, but it's too late. It's on public record now. Someone might be listening to this 10 years from now.
Whatever. This guy has Crisis of Faiths paying undervalue for comic books at an LCS. I would not have to worry about him stealing Poison Ivy. Now without
You may be
feeling
right.
horrible about
You
it.
may be right.
I don't blame you for having a crisis of faith, though, when it comes to getting comics undervalued.
Whoa. I came
I mean,
to the
you
both
gotta
of
do what you gotta do,
guys
but
when
it feels like stealing.
When my wife got that Action Comics 1000 Superman figure,
Yeah.
and she paid $25 fucking for it when it was regularly going for $120, and the kid just
Yeah, we
did
told you to
not
let it
know
go.
what it was that he had. You guys were like, buy it, his fucking problem.
Yeah.
But Brandon's doing it in line. He's like, oh
Hey.
God, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this?
Hey, if you remember
And not with
what I
some
said at the
It's just like
time,
random kid
guilty
on the
conscience.
internet, but
Yeah.
what I said
professional
at the
comic
time
book dude.
when you brought up that Superman figure, it's like, yeah, it's okay to feel bad, but yeah, fucking do it. I'm not saying like Brandon should not have done it, but it's okay to have that crisis of faith as long as you let that crisis of faith take a back seat.
I mean, in the
Duly
moment, because
noted.
I'm just like, how could you not know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my thing, where I'm just like,
Well, me too.
I'm not saying that everyone is necessarily an expert, but like, especially at such a nerdy comic file event like that, how could you not know and just leave it in there? Unless you were really desperate or just didn't care. Like, I feel bad not saying anything because I feel like, oh, maybe he didn't realize it was in there and I took it, and then he's gonna go home and be like, where the fuck is my, DC Comics Present number 26? And little does he know, someone just walked off with it for $1.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like,
When you're
I would
selling
feel bad
stuff,
about it, but I don't know.
my thing is when you're selling stuff that might be of good value, especially when you're completely unsure of what it might be fucking worth. Shouldn't shouldn't it be worth a Google?
At the very least.
Like the very first thing I did,
Think,
like I didn't
right?
even open up a notepad and write down Poison Ivan. I opened up Google and typed in Poison Ivan. The note's still there, and I already know that it's not been. I just feel like a real quick Google search: Action Comics 1000 Superman McFarlane, showcase number 27. I mean, you know what I mean? Just a quick Google.
I would
guys.
probably, honestly, I would probably chalk it up
Dudes.
to negligence more than anything, because like
In a rush or
the
just
the
assuming
real,
no.
well, not even just that, but like the real like, bro, what the fuck moment of the story is not even just finding it, but the fact that I didn't give the stack to him. He was just like, oh, you have 25, I assume. Give me $20 and leave. I could have had 30 and he'd never know. He didn't really check. It was just like, oh, here's a convincing looking stack. I assume that's 25. Go and be in peace. No, most people would take that stack, then flip through, make sure the count is right, and then be like, oh, okay, give me my money. And then they would see what you have in the pile, and it's like, oh, is this, that shouldn't be in there. You know what I mean? But it was just like, okay, well.
Hold on,
That's
hold on.
100% on his.
Hold on.
That's his fault, though.
That's why I'm like,
I
it's negligence more than anything.
completely get what you're saying, Brandon. But check this out, all right? I think what you mean to say is that's the smart thing to do. But honestly, if you saw somebody walk in there and you're like, that's a trustworthy dude, you yourself personally, would you go, that looks like 25, that's $20? Or would you say, hey, thanks, and then count them out in front of that guy?
If I'm lazy, then yeah, I'll be like, yeah, sure, take it. But
That's what I
don't know.
thought.
I'm like, I mean, I would want to make sure,
At end of
It's
the
not
day,
a big
like
deal.
it's
It's a dollar bit at the end of the day, but it's still like if I took more than that, I know $5 is $5. It's not a big deal, but like someone could be a little bit more sneaky about that and take 35. Is there a demonstrable difference between 25 and 35 to a casual observer? Maybe not, but that's $10 that you just walked off with.
I mean, it is, but I mean, what, an extra 10 issues has got to at least a half inch, 3/4 of an inch difference.
If you're eyeballing, would you know? Would you know, like, definitively? You might just be like, oh, that might be 25. That's the thing. So I'm like, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and
You do it often
I
enough.
think that, yeah, well, I mean, that's sort of this, I guess, strength of that show, or whatever you want to call it, is like you're operating on the honor system. So someone's probably not going to take 30 as opposed to 25, but
Right.
some people may not be that honorable.
No, I mean,
Clearly, I am not. If I was not willing to be like, hey, bro, you have a $60 to $80 issue here in your dollar bin. Are you sure about that? Want to take another look? I get you don't want the Jim Starlin Silver Surfers, but you might want to
make sure there's nothing in there that you actually want to keep.
We all have a little bit of Larfleeze in us somewhere, okay?
Mine, and
Yeah,
mine,
yeah.
not yours, mine.
No, it's definitely more. I don't know if you're trying to do like a Gollum
direct
thing,
quote,
but it's
Ingrid.
it's definitely more Gollum these days. Where I'm just like,
My precious.
All
eh,
right.
do not touch.
Like, end of the day, I will never forget the day I went to church sale next door,
Church sale.
and it was the trunk sale at the church to raise money for church, and this woman was selling in a box an NES, an N64, and 20 games total with all the cables and controllers. $4.
Fuck off.
$4. I got the
$4.
box.
$4.
I got the whole
Oh.
for $4.
Hell yeah.
And
I mean,
there's not a
could you
day
even-
goes by when I think about buying that box. I don't think about the poor grandkid that just lost his video game.
Yeah.
But
I'm not.
at the same time, I bought that box and I went right back to my mom and said, "Look, what I fucking got."
Genuine question.
And then she said,
Could you-
"Shut up before she hears you."
Oh, shit. Genuine question. Could you hook up an NES to your like modern TV? I thought that was kind of the problem.
No, so funny story. So my sister and brother-in-law had lived with us for a brief period before that, and my brother-in-law had an old, like turn dial TV, like freaking older than boob tube kind of deal,
Damn.
right? So that hooked up to the NES, no problem, and it was just sitting in our spare bedroom. So I did that.
That
I played
is-
some Duck Hunt, played
That
some
is
Super
awesome.
Mario Bros.
But also, like, if I were to walk into any gaming store in Brooklyn, do you know how much an NES would cost?
$50 to
$80.
$100 easy, yeah. There was a
Like,
used
yeah.
game store in my town selling an NES, had it on its shelf for months for $50.
Yeah.
$4
And it worked.
plus extra.
And it worked.
And it works. And the N64
Like,
works
oh my
too.
God.
I still had them. With that, I then at that point had every single Nintendo console.
Oh.
Mission accomplished.
But that's why the
Achievement
crisis of
unlocked.
faith needs to just take a back seat sometimes. You need to just
Yeah.
like tell
Look.
your inner conscience to sit down and shut the fuck up.
There's
And let your inner Larfleeze take over for 5 minutes.
beyond
You
the
try to
shadow
be a
of
good
doubt,
person,
there's
but
never
the
a time where I'm more of a
yeah.
capitalist than at a garage sale.
Yeah. It sounds horrible. It sounds horrible, but when you're a collector and you're a nerd and you go to a garage sale and you see someone underprice something, you're like,
Yeah.
that's on them. That's their fault.
I-
Just
I know.
that Dennis Reynolds clip is you dumb bitch. Just that's it. That's all you can do.
Not wrong. You're
And
absolutely
you
not
can
wrong.
try. You can have that wrestle with yourself and your conscience, but all you're going to be doing is standing there for 10 minutes and looking crazy because you're like, I could, but I shouldn't, but I want to, but I want it. And you just, then they're going to tell you to get off their property and you don't get it anyway. Just tell yourself to shut up and buy it.
I think the last push that I had mentally was just like I was in the same position with that first appearance Trickster, and I did the right thing, and I was like literally it was in a dollar bin. It was like some random store in fucking Waltham, Massachusetts, and I was like, oh hey dude, like this issue of Flash is pretty rare. Is this supposed to be in here? He's like, oh yeah, I'll give it to you for $30, which is still a lowball number. But I was
Yeah.
like, why did I do that? Why did I think that was like in my mind? I'm like, no, but I did the right thing. Like I gave the store more money. Like I should have let them know. But the Dennis in me was like, you stupid fuck. Why would you say something? You should have just left it there and paid for it. Now you're down money. I
Well,
don't know.
that's one side of it. So I'm looking up the value real quick for.
Okay, so here's where it is for me, okay? And this isn't like, don't take this any kind of certain way, but like at a garage sale, I'm the world's biggest capitalist. Like if I saw somebody selling a fucking box of video games like Rob found for $5, I would try to talk them down to 3. Okay? Do you understand?
You are crazy,
But
sir.
at an LCS, I don't do that. Like that's when I decided I wasn't gonna put them up online, those Magic the Gathering cards, and I was just gonna go to the comic book shop and sell them. I was like, you tell me what you want to give me for these, and
Yeah.
I did. Damn it! I lost the Brandon.
Also here, I finished
Oh,
off
okay.
the light.
All right.
It's bugging me.
I just saw him go. But at an LCS, I feel guilty though.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I mean, unless it's a big huge chain.
Yeah.
If it's a chain, dude, fuck them. But but like an LCS, you know what I mean? Like if this is
thankfully
a
this was just like
person-owned shop,
Yeah.
then it's like I don't.
yeah. No, thankfully it was just like a local meetup, so it's all independent and it's
Oh
not,
well,
it wasn't
fuck.
at a
Yeah,
Midtown
dude.
Comics
Okay,
or something.
so
but-
independent meetup is the same thing as a garage sale.
Yeah.
You should have tried to talk them down to $3.
Basically that's what I was saying. Yeah, when I was talking about the name of it, it's literally like the whole purpose of the Queen's comic party is just like a bunch of people get together and they
I'm
shoot
sorry,
the shit
I
and then they
completely
have
forgot you
some
started
vendors
off
in a
with
room.
that.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah,
fan.
so that's why I'm like, I don't know. But there's still that, again, the part of me that was wrestling, like, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? Am I just,
Yes.
am I just bad?
No, it is the nature of the community sale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is,
To find rare deals like that.
and the neighborhood market is not only built around that, but it is also built around haggling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yep, unless
I mean,
it's a food vendor, don't do that. 'Cause they might give you the discount, but it's not going to be what you want.
I'm going to toilet an hour later.
In the case of your trickster story, though, I would say you did the right thing because that's a case of karma where you did the right thing and you still benefited from it. Sure, you could have got that book for $1, but you still got it cheaper and you did the right thing at the same time. See, that is the balance of
Exactly.
you got a
You did
deal
that
on the
for
book and a good deal
for
on
an
your
LCS.
conscience.
And they need the
But
money.
the devil in me is like, but I could have been really evil and just said nothing.
You could
And he
have.
would have just been like, flip, okay, whatever. Pay me $5, kid.
But then there's also just like you don't know for sure because as we were talking before, you said the guy just eyeballed the stack, said 25, okay,
Yeah.
$20. But like standard operation at a comic shop is you hand them the stack, they go through it, they price each one, and they put it in the register. They scan each one, and they'll look at the covers. Obviously, they see the fucking cover, so you could like try to hide it in a stack of 10 books. They're gonna find it anyway and say this isn't $1. Why are you trying to scam me, kid? So you did the
Yeah.
right thing.
Yeah, I think that was also my fear, but at the same time, there are definitely some places that like
Yeah.
some of the people working there. It's not their fault, but they just don't really know. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, this issue of Justice League from 1970 is $5. Are you sure? You don't want to double check that? And they're like, no, if it says $5, it's $5. It's like, okay.
You did the right thing at
You
the
say
shop,
so.
and you did the right thing at the place.
Yes.
Yep.
It's about balance.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I'll live with the
about
guilt.
appropriateness, you know.
I'll live with it, but
Yeah. But if you ever find showcase number 22 for $5, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to quit the show because I will not be able to be on air with you.
Dude, it's
I
coming.
will be so jealous, and every time I see you come up, I'm just gonna be like, "You're a friend, we're bros,"
Ooh.
but I will be seething. For the rest of
not
my
even
life.
not even that. Like because I am just the shit. Because I have that capacity to just fuck with people more than I shouldn't. I would make sure that every single episode see the in the background, visible, every single time, just to make sure you know it's right there.
I would expect nothing less, and I
You'll
greatly
never forget.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I was also kind of like going down a rabbit hole, looking for not 60s Green Lantern stuff, but like the stuff from the 40s. I don't even know. I'm just like, five.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, Brandon, you've got a pretty weak internet signal going on there, and you're gone. Let me drop you a note there.
Not visible.
Hey, there you are. Excellent. Okay, and it's green now. Sweet. All right, Brandon has come.
Now we can, yes. You were cutting out before.
It's strange.
Your video packet losses just sitting at like the middle ground, and then it hit red, and that's when you disconnected. But in any case, so we've got.
And you can
that.
hear me now, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. You did just hit the red again. You hit no, so you might be skipping and stuttering. I'm not sure. Wonder if I can adjust something.
Well, I probably should clear some tabs.
Oh, wait.
It's gonna
This is-
make it run a little bit better.
There we go. That definitely increased the quality of the, my bad. In any case, while we're working on making sure you don't drop in and out, did you guys have any news?
I don't think so.
Brandon,
Yeah,
did you?
not exciting as
just
that.
yeah, no, just something very early. Like it. I mean, it's pretty big, or it will be big. But we only have official confirmation now. Though I suspect next week we'll have a little more information. DC just basically put out the announcement that, for those who don't know, next year, 2026, will be the 50th anniversary of the first intercompany crossover, Amazing Spider-Man versus Superman, and Superman, I can't remember the title. And basically, they're going to put out a couple of new editions of that because it's been out of print for a very good crossover again. So coming next year, no creative team announced. We're going to have a Superman Spider-Man crossover. This is not the speculative news that we got a couple of days ago. This is like the official confirmation.
Sick.
But it's again, it's all preliminary. We don't even know who's attached yet. But I hope to get news soon. I'm really excited to see Superman and Spider-Man team up. Honestly, I'm glad that they went with that team up. If not just to honor the crossover that came before, but also just because like I love that pairing. That was like one of the few good parts of the Marvel DC crossovers in the 90s was seeing like I think it was Peter working at the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was
And
yeah, I think it was Peter.
I think it was in DC versus Marvel the miniseries.
Yeah.
What that was in, which was really, really kind of cool to see Peter just interacting with Lois Lane at the desk and whatnot, being like the Jimmy Olsen of the Office.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for what that may bring. Although I did see some comments speculating who the writer may be, and I wanted to die.
Not Dan
But,
Slott. Not Dan Slott. Not Dan Slott.
Well, actually, I saw Dan Slott, and then I saw something that I was like, please God, no. And I'm not even a hater of him consistently, but there have been rumors circulating about Bendis making a return to Marvel Comics, and I was like, if this is
No, dude, I swear to God. I swear.
I couldn't
I
handle
won't
it.
even read the issue if either Bendis or Jar Jar are attached
Oh, you're
to
gonna
the
read
project.
it.
I will.
You're gonna read it because we
No.
have to.
Spider-Man book.
What choice
I'm
do
gonna
we
be honest
have?
with you, Josh. It's a Spider-Man book. Jar Jar will be drawing it in some capacity. He's fucking years.
Yeah.
Hell,
God.
30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
He's got something on Marvel that some hold on Marvel that allows him to draw Spider-Man for so many fucking years. I don't know why.
Is that he is fast and his name is recognizable. I don't even hate him like that, but it's just true. You know, it's just a
But
gimmick.
look what he did to Superman. Look what he did to Superman's entire family.
You don't have to tell me. I know. That's why I'm saying I hope it doesn't happen.
Oh,
Um,
I'll read it. I'll read it like holding the issue way out here, and I'll read it with a magnifying glass. And if the light just so happens to catch the fucker on fire before I finish, wasn't my fault.
Wow.
But no, honestly, just having like Dan Slott or Bendis on one of the books, like yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. Like that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is both. Like the Marvel book is Bendis. The DC book, because he's writing
Bendis on the
Superman
DC
Unlimited,
one.
is Dan Slott. Like I would fucking kill myself. What would be the point of that at that point?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like,
Oh, God.
please, Lord, anyone else, please. And I don't hate Superman
What's the-
Unlimited, but I'm like, just someone else.
What's your best case scenario?
For Superman and Spider-Man together?
Ooh, man,
Yeah, a
dude,
DC
I'm like,
and
if,
Marvel crossover. Each
if they could get him to come back, because I've been dreaming about him writing Spider-Man for years. Peter Tomasi, that book would be
God, yes.
so good.
Oh my
So
God. Yes.
But probably not like it.
Yeah.
of
He
the
did
current
actually say
Marvel-
recently he is never going back to DC, but
Yeah.
that would be Marvel technically.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like I had this vision of him and Gleason doing a Spider-Man book, and because I saw when Patrick Gleason would do some Spider-Man issues. I was like, get Tomasi over there. That book would
Yeah.
be incredible, untouchable.
He's-
But
He's just so busy with Ghost Machine.
yeah, which I mean, hey, I like the Rockefeller, so I can't complain.
It's fantastic.
Tom Taylor and Jonathan
yeah.
Hickman.
That is quite the best case scenario. See, I was thinking Philip Kennedy Johnson
You're
for the
dangling
DC
the
book.
carrot in front of me. Sorry, Rob, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Philip Kennedy Johnson for the DC book,
Yeah.
and for the Marvel book, I just don't know. Al Ewing maybe.
Do
That one
we
did pop in my
know
mind.
that it's Clark Superman? Or could
We
it be
we
John
don't know
Superman?
yet. I would assume it'd be
it's safe
Clark
to
Superman,
assume.
but it could be John Superman. It could be John and Miles,
Yeah.
which I actually dig that idea.
Uh-huh, me too.
That could be
I think
something.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
What if Marvel did Peter and Clark, and then DC did Miles and John, or vice versa, or whatever? I think that could
Yeah.
potentially be something really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to make sure that the two books are varied, So
Mhm.
you're getting two different books with two different Superman and Spider-Man, respectively.
And and of course creative. That'd be
Yeah,
oh,
totally.
great idea.
I assume that's going to be a given, unless they want the same person writing two books. But yeah, that'd be the case. Although I don't know, Josh, how would you feel if Joshua Williamson ended up writing the DC Superman Spider-Man crossover?
I assume Williamson is going to end up writing the crossover.
Because
Yeah,
I
he
thought
is
like that
currently
would be the
doing
most logical
Superman.
choice.
That's good. It's
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
obvious obvious choice. I wouldn't say logical.
Yeah.
I think there's a big difference between
Logical in
those
the
two
sense that
words.
if you like yeah, logical in the sense that if you like the current Superman books, you'll probably end up picking that one,
Well, you get that, and if you want to
if not just
promote
because it's a cross.
the Superman line, you're going to use the most current writing.
Exactly.
So there's
Yeah, that's why I say
always
logical.
I think it goes like this, and I think it'll definitely be one of the two, and it's going to be Joshua Williamson, and if not Joshua Williamson, it'll be Mark Waid. And I think that
Yeah.
on the Marvel side of it, I think that there is a strong possibility that Hickman will be one of could very well be one of the writers.
Mark
I think
Waid
it's
writing
time.
Spider-Man again.
I think it'd be
Very
very
feelings about
interesting.
that.
What's that?
Mark Waid
Ooh.
writing Spider-Man again. Yeah.
Yeah. On the one hand, you have, you know, I actually kind of like the what the fuck was that book called? The graphic novel that he did with Teresa Parker. I like that book actually, but on the other hand, you have Brand New Day, which is, I mean, his stuff is not terrible, but it's not very good, and I also don't really like his voice for Peter at all. That's like the epitome of Peter is a man-child era.
What if,
And I
hold
hate
on, but what if he approached it, and I'm supposed to be keeping this on tracker, but what if he approached it coming in using
That's my
the
fault, sorry.
world's finest kind of universe for him and Parker to meet up, which would be a very different sort of dynamic and character that Parker would have.
Mm.
And I think that would be the
Actually-
logical way to go.
You're kind of cooking here. I would not be opposed to. I know this is kind of tacky. It's been overdone, but I would not be opposed to a slight retelling of the original crossover. Not the same exactly, but like maybe kind of the same story, but done with like that world's finest lens.
Yeah. Maybe, a little
Yeah,
updated.
yeah.
Like they did.
Yeah,
with,
that's what I'm saying.
God, evening nerds. Shut
I
up,
think it's
Russell.
supposed to say good evening, nerds.
Good evening nerds. Same.
I have an idea for the DC. The last thing I'm gonna mention that for the DC version of that crossover, DC has the opportunity to do the
Good evening.
funniest thing ever
Good evening.
and get Straczynski to come back. And because it's not officially a Marvel book and DC loves its legacy and evolving its characters, get Straczynski to come back and write Spider-Man from the perspective of before Brand New Day, when he was a high school teacher and Flash Thompson was the gym teacher, etc. Just forget all that shit with Mephisto happened, and this is back in this timeline.
Well,
I was almost
correct me if
even
I'm wrong,
thinking
but I
that
think
I was almost even thinking that like we could get Parker in his late teens, early 20s at the, that era.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
college
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, like
ESU. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
And the world's
I-
finest. I think.
I
that would fit
yeah,
well.
I agree. That's where I'm like, I think you're kind of cooking because I like that idea, that college aged era of Peter. I think that's the age that he was when the
In the
crossover
original one,
happened,
yeah.
but exactly, yeah. But wait, Rob, you said something that you were talking about like JMS doing a like Spider-Man sort of flashback to the pre Brand New Day,
like,
pre
just
One
like
More Day.
have the Spider-Man Superman crossover written, the DC copy written by Straczynski, but the Spider-Man in this story is not a modern Spider-Man or a younger Spider-Man, but just like Straczynski's Spider-Man before Brand New Day happened,
I see.
because he was the one writing it up until One More Day,
Yeah.
right? So
And he also
bring it back to that
wrote
version.
Superman.
Let's say,
Yeah.
an alternate universe where Superman somehow gets injected into the Maximum Carnage story.
Oh fuck.
Well, I was also gonna say Marvel's kind of doing that. Not in the way that you'd expect, but this is a clear sign that the lineup is not doing what it needs to do, because they're doing I don't know if it's a flashback to Peter as a teenager or a flashback to like that early JMS era. But JMS is coming back to do a 5-issue miniseries with
shit.
Spider-Man that is exactly that I think is set during that period.
Holy shit. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What the
Man.
fuck?
Well, I was just like, oh yeah.
Well,
I think
that's
Russ is
top
trying
of
to
my
listen
pull
to
list. Roddy thing.
Roddy, that's hilarious. Our first book is The Flash.
When it's
Oh
out
my
next
God.
week. What the fuck? Really?
What, that Spider-Man book?
Yeah, apparently. I was just looking at this
Super
release and they said
cool.
it's October 8th. What the hell?
Well, shit. Okay. I'll be sure to pick
But again,
that
I don't
up.
know if that's set during that period though.
I gotta look at that.
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's so it is set during his college days, but
Oh,
written by
okay.
JMS.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like
Yeah, not
okay.
what
not
you
when
were
he's a
describing.
teacher
No. Oh,
at
but that would
Midtown
be
High.
Yeah.
I loved that idea for Peter Parker, just going back to his high school, becoming a science teacher, and his old high school bully was a gym teacher, and then they become good buddies. I thought that was a cool idea.
And also just how mature. I know we got to get back on track, but just how mature Peter was at that point. Like
Yeah.
I absolutely love the moment where he's even after everything that had happened with like all the Mary Jane stuff, he sees like that bullied kid in the way that the gym teacher responds, and the gym teacher's like, "What the fuck? Why are you here?" And he's like, "I'm the new science teacher," and just that sets up all the moments later where he's just a great teacher throughout that run. And I'm like, oh, God,
Yeah.
Peter was truly that was the beginning of the end. It was never going to get better than that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
This peak. Anyway, the only other bit of news I have is this week we got a demo for Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the 2D pixel-based side-scrolling beat-em-up that is coming at some point this year. Still no release date, as far as I can tell, but apparently it's coming this year. But the demo, I played it, get 2 levels. It's a hell of a lot of fun, especially if you
Is
like
it?
those old side-scrolling beat-em-ups.
Right on.
Yeah, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind, Turtles in Time, etc.
Like Double Dragon and shit.
Double Dragon, yeah. But there's been a resurgence of that style of game
Sick.
recently,
I
right?
like it.
Battletoads, I think, had a remake, and then we
Yeah.
got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
The
Which is a
Battletoads
lot of
remake came a
fun.
while ago. Holy shit. Have you
Yeah.
ever played that one?
Yeah, never
Battletoads is
again.
fucking awesome. Dude, Battletoads is awesome. I love it. It's
Battletoads
really
is awesome.
challenging.
but it is super fucking hard.
It is really challenging, but it is so fun. It is super fun when you have 3 people clamored around one PC trying to play it. Fuck yeah, it's hard as fuck, dude. It really is.
It is, yeah.
But all right, yeah. Speaking of it being a grad evening, before I do, you brought up a video game. I just want to say out there, I'm gonna push it on anybody that's got access to it. Get Sonic Racing Crossworlds. It is ridiculous. It's like somebody gave Mario Kart World crackroids. It is. I'm not even joking. You can alter anything. You can build your own cars out of parts. You unlock all kinds of shit. It's got everything from every universe of Sonic and all the way down to SpongeBob and Patrick. It's and Hatsune Miku.
Oh, wow, that's
The fuck?
a broad range of characters.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's it's got more on its way. So it's definitely worth it. And our whole household agrees that it is better than Mario Kart World.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like because
Fair
we
enough.
have already gone through and completed all of Mario Kart World. That's been done
Yeah.
for like 2 or 3 months. Everything is done. That
Yeah.
took like no time whatsoever. Sonic is it's like Mario Kart World a whole bunch. The mechanics are all
Wait.
the same, but it is
Wait.
done way better.
You completed all the challenges in the overworld in Mario Kart World.
We
free
have
roam?
everything. Liam has 3 more P blocks to do.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Some of those
3
look
or
challenging
13,
as hell
but I
too.
want to say it's 3. Yep.
That's crazy. That's intense.
Yep.
Good
He
shit.
knew that he would watch different people do the YouTube videos
Yeah,
and then map out like where they were at from
what they did.
ones that he found, so he could like draw a line. It's like, all right, this is how I get over to that one. Fucking
Yeah.
bored, dude.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. But all right. So definitely check that out. There's a demo that's
Yes.
available for free. Try it.
Oh wait, there was one more thing. I know we were just briefly talking about it.
Go
before
for
the
it.
show. Just want to mention it because it is funny. But
Oh,
New York
wait,
Comic Con
yes.
is next weekend. I'm very excited.
I forgot.
Oh
Yeah.
I'm
And,
so
I'm-
excited.
I'm
for this.
I'm doing a costume for the first time in years. Normally, like for the past few conventions, I just kind of wear my shirt, whatever. I go have a good time, buy some comics, go home. But like this year, I was like, because I'm, this will kind of be my last New York Comic Con before I move. So I'm like, I got to do something special. So I've always wanted to dress up as Robin. It's one of my favorite characters, but I wanted to go as the classic Robin because I like that costume, despite what all the haters say. And yes, that does mean the short shorts and the pixie boots. So for the past few days, I've been putting the costume together, and I just had to tell this story because like I was assembling a lot of the stuff yesterday because a lot of the parts came, like the torso and the pants and everything, and I put it on, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I don't know if I can do this because like I looked at myself and I was like, whoa, yeah, this is like really short, like
Yeah.
way shorter than I realized. And for the first time in my life, I'm like, man, I've looked at this costume a million times. It looked so cool. It always looks cool. I was like, I would love to wear that. But the minute I put it on, I was like, dude, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, he's
It
like,
just
holy
rides
shit,
up
this
tunic
so
and briefs,
high.
that's all it is.
Speedo?
Oh yeah, no, it rides up so high on your thighs. Even I was like, bro, yeah, with the cape it'll cover the back, but it exposes
But there
a
ain't
lot.
none
So I'm
covering
like,
the front.
that's the point. That's the point. So I'm just like, I was worried that like it was gonna make my junk look super weird. I'm sorry for our younger listeners of the podcast.
Get
there
a
aren't
cup.
any.
That's maybe the best advice. Get a cup, because that's not gonna make it not look weird, and it'll protect you a bit more.
Or get a bright yellow fanny pack.
Oh god.
And that's your utility belt.
But yeah, at this point, I gotta wear it with pride and like, I don't know, get accustomed to it. But I'll put the spoiler tags on this one because I don't want people looking at this too much.
Look, my man, I'm telling you what. I'm not gonna show it to anybody. I'm not gonna broadcast it on there.
I'm also
Everybody
just like
knows
for my
what the
own
classic Robin costume looks like. But if you go
Yeah.
out and you wear that, then you are a bigger man than I, because I do not. I'm very comfortable in my body and everything. Literally, almost don't know shame. But I could not go out. You would get it. It would be easier to get me to go out into public nude than it would for me to go out into public in a speedo.
my word.
That's weird, but okay. Fair enough.
So you are a bigger man than I. That's just one of those things that I could not do.
No, I just as like I mean it's a little more comfortable now, but the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Ah,
see
you
what
see
you
what I
mean
mean?
about the
about the crotch area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I like,
the fit kind of makes it go, hey, look at me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is part of the
The-
whole
the-
thing, and there's nobody that is wearing that costume that doesn't have the exact same thing going on. You have definitely
True.
seen some. You have definitely seen that costume being worn at Comic Cons.
I mean, it would be the same if I wore like a Spider-Man, costume too, because like it's skin tight, so it's gonna
Yep.
bunch around that area. But it's just
Yeah.
like, when you have the short shorts, man, that shit looks exposed.
All I will say is this: if you
Fucking
drop
hope it ain't
something,
cold.
Yeah, I'm not going outside.
if you drop something, make sure there's no Batman around before you bend over to pick it up.
Yeah,
Got
I
fat
see what
soap
you're
on the
doing
road.
there, but I'll be fine.
Just kneel. No, or not kneel, squat. That's what I meant to say.
Squat.
I'm squatting. I'm
Neil
gonna
might
squat.
be better.
No, not kneel,
Yeah.
squat. You want to squat. You don't want to bend
You-
over. Squat.
You want
Follow
to
dress rules. You don't want that son of a bitch sliding to the side, but
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
yeah, that'd be bad. Oh, excuse me for
Yeah.
coughing into the microphone. But all right,
Anyway.
man. I am. I'm not going to, but I do want to share those pictures. The costume itself looks good, dude. I am super
It does.
surprised.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a lot more simple, except for the cape, than I thought it would be to make. That one is still giving me trouble, but yeah, I'm like, bro, this is. Well, no. The only other person who has seen this is one of my friends, and even he was like, dude, you might want to get some leggings or something.
I might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. If only just to keep my legs warm, because it is October.
Yeah.
But you just
It
kind of
wouldn't-
can't get around it.
It wouldn't be hard to find, and don't be weird about this or anything, but honestly, it wouldn't
I mean,
be
I'm
hard
wearing-
to find matte pantyhose to wear.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
And I
just as
think
something that
I
would-
think matte, so it's not shiny, and I think that it would be
Yeah.
easy to match your skin tone. So I don't see why
Well,
it
that-
would be a problem.
Yeah, that was the idea. Like I wanted to have it so that you wouldn't be able to tell, but it's still there and you can keep my legs warm. But yeah, we'll see. Trust me, there's no shame at this point. You
Good.
see how short the shorts
Damn,
are.
Russell.
The shame is gone, or at least it has to be by the time I actually wear this in public.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you gonna draw like?
I love that you left
Like
the
a
R
faint
on
fish
there
scale?
for Robin.
Oh
Are
no,
you?
the R is actually that's like in the
Yeah, no, I said left it, not
compression
put it.
shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm gonna get a new one so it actually looks like the R, but it was just kind of funny. The shirt I bought already had an R on it, so I was like, oh
It's
hey,
like
that's perfect.
perfect.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's so cool. That is. So
yeah. I'll let you know how it goes, and I'll send some pictures that are not too ridiculous looking.
I'm excited to see the
Don't
pixie boots. I'm gonna
worry
be
about it,
honest.
my man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
because we are gonna fucking go nerd.
Yep.
I'm gonna move to St. Louis, and I'm gonna come up and visit you in Chicago, and we are gonna go fucking nerd.
Good.
Chicago is still
I
not
can't
too
wait.
far away from Rob to fly. Just have to get off his ass.
If you can, I know those flights are kind of a pain in the ass and sometimes a little expensive, but like that would be so primo if we could make it happen.
That would
Yep.
be so cool.
Rob goes to lots of live
least-
wrestling
at least for now,
events
Josh, you and me.
and Canadian. He can
Oh, yeah.
he can lay off some of those and save up and come to fucking Chi-Town, dog,
Oh man.
and have some real pizza, have a real hot dog, get panhandled by real homeless people.
Oh
We
god.
have real homeless people in Toronto.
No, you don't. But Chicago's a different breed. Oh man, I tell you what, when I first came into Chicago, I came into Chicago by bus. It was the first time I ever visited Chicago. And this man, he had to have been about 70 years old. Black man, he comes up to me, and he's got a very large, like one of those comically large ceramic coffee mugs, and that's what
Yeah.
he's using
Oh, yeah.
for, like, you know, for people to throw cash into, and he's carrying it around, and he comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, you got $5?" And I was like, excuse me. I actually didn't have any cash on me. I'm riding the bus. That's just
Yeah.
a bad idea. So I said, no, man, I don't. And he goes, come on, man. It's my mom. She needs an operation.
Ugh.
I was like, dude, that was good. I was like, I don't have any cash, but if you follow me over to the hot dog vendor, I will buy you some food.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that
right?
one
He's
before.
like, my mom needs an operation. I was like, all right. And two Chicago dogs for this guy.
Like that. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for us to finally be able to meet up somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or
I am
conversely, I
too.
could get off my ass and finally go to Toronto, like I've been saying. I have my passport now. I can do it. I don't know.
already have a free pass into Toronto Comic Con in March.
Whoa, look at him being all
That is
tempting and
tempting.
shit.
I know, that is very tempting.
Ambi.
Yeah.
We will welcome you in your Robin costume.
Uh,
There will be no judgments.
I ain't wearing that shit in March, bro. It's gonna be cold as hell.
No,
And
honestly,
in Canada,
honestly,
no
like,
way.
hang
Check
on.
this.
So March in Southern Ontario is actually quite fucking warm.
Really?
Yeah, and, like it's cold in February, warm in March, cold in April. It's really fucking weird. March is like a sweet spot.
Wow.
Yeah. We always get snow first week of April, but like the week before is like summer.
That's good to hear. I was just operating off of like Canadian joke logic. Like you
Oh,
have
yeah.
2 weeks of summer and then everything else is winter.
We do. The first week is in March, the second week is in August. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfectly timed.
Yeah.
If I learned anything from How I Met Your Mother, it's Canada is a cold and oftentimes very strange place. But you
Yeah.
know they have summer sometimes.
Yeah. And when we're bored, we just say, let's go to the mall.
Brandon, I'm
Yeah.
giving you. You are going as Classic Robin in cosplay,
Last Robin.
and then I believe that your next cosplay, you have only one option, and I have sent that in our podcast chat. You will have to look at that. This or some variation of.
Oh man, yeah.
I chose this one because it comes with all of the accessories.
That
Yeah,
is
that's-
a very good design.
That's a
If it,
very
if
good
it, wow, yeah. I mean, yeah,
And
if it truly has, yeah, no, this is, yeah. Well, I mean, that shipping from China is outrageous, but honestly, not bad for what I assume is a self-designed costume or whatever. This might be the factory ones, but yeah, no, wow. Oh man. I just got to make sure I keep up with this fucking fitness thing, so I can actually look like Nightwing by the time I get to C2E2 next spring. Optimistic, I know, but man, that is awesome. Those gloves are. I don't even know how to make those.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
$60 shipping.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
God
kinda nuts.
damn. Man.
Josh, what are you doing?
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm calculating. Yeah,
Also-
$60. It's $140 for all of that. That is still ridiculously good
Yeah.
price.
It is.
Well, I mean, to make that, like the supplies to make that, I don't know that it would be $150, but it wouldn't be cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even getting like leather gloves and boots like that, probably gonna be $30 to $40.
I was thinking 30 to 50, but yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not
and
like-
fucking boots are gonna
yeah.
be at least 100.
Well, it's also the difference in quality too, because I could get some cheapo black boots, but they're gonna look like crap as
Right.
opposed to these, which I assume they look better. Wow.
They do look better, but I think you going as Classic Robin, you have no choice. But the next time you have to go as Nightwing, and then from that point, I think the next logical option is for you to go as Nightwing from Krypton.
Or instead of going straight to the 1996 design, I go Disco Wing, which I've
Disco
also
Wing.
always wanted to do.
Oh,
That would be a
yes.
fun
Well,
costume
then
to
okay,
make.
then you have to follow for sure. You go
Oh, man.
Disco
Yeah.
Wing, Nightwing, and then uh, Nightwing Prime.
That would be. Oh, man.
Yes.
I'm almost like I should have done this costume. That would be awesome to make.
Next time, look, dude, you got a whole year. You got a whole
It's true.
year.
It's true.
Yep.
You're gonna have to
Let's
get
make it happen.
a little more creative with the Nightwing costume in order to achieve the design embellishments, but it'll work.
Yeah.
And we are rapidly approaching the 1 hour mark for our reviews. So much for me
So
keeping
sorry.
us on track. No, it wasn't just you. It was definitely all of us. From talking about all kinds of stuff. But let's
Just
go ahead.
remind me at like when we're done the show. There was another thing I wanted to tell Brandon that I forgot about.
What's that? Because I'm not gonna remember.
Okay, fair enough. Reading the most recent issue of Runaways, I never thought about it before, Brandon. I hope this is not offensive in any way, but like,
Oh, please.
you are a shoe-in for Alex Wilder.
No.
Why is
I know.
that offensive?
No. I know what you mean. It's not offensive. It's also just like, I mean, look, I also wear glasses and like I have a similar body frame. Like I
So
thought about
even,
that one
like-
too. That
Like
would be
your
an easy one.
hairstyle's the same.
Oh yeah.
And like
Well-
the way Rainbow Roll, I think it's Rainbow Roll's drawing it, or maybe she's just writing it. But the way the artist is drawing
Yeah,
it, I saw it in his Captain Justice costume. I'm just like, huh, that kind of looks like Brandon. Wait a minute.
Well, the
what
funny
fuck?
the funny thing is, I thought about doing that for a like there was a Brian K. Vaughan signing event or something, or I think he was
Right.
coming to New York Comic Con, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I was like, I showed up and I had like the Alex gear and I had like the I can't remember. No, he didn't have the gauntlet. He had some kind of thing, some kind of tool or whatever. Like, wouldn't it be funny if I did that? And I was like, hey, it's me. I was like, are you out? You know, but I don't know. I think I love chicken
Popped out
out
of
of it or
the book,
something.
Brian.
I hopped out of the book. I'm here, man. It's like I haven't
Check it
thought about
out.
you in 20 years. Actually, you know what? I think BKV might be doing something in like 2 weeks in New York because he has a new book coming out. It might be time to resurrect that idea.
There you go.
Very easy to do.
Very easy to do. Let's see if the rest of this episode is as easy to do as this
It will
first
not
hour
be.
has been. We are really, really good at bullshitting together. Everything else is a little iffy at times. But I'm going to try and make us through here. First up, we have The Flash number 25, written by
Hallelujah.
Simon Spurrier, art with lines from Vasco Georgiev, colors by Matt Herms, lettering from Hassan Otsmani Al-How, and a cover from David Paratore. Excuse me. They're unable to stop Eclipso because they can't get to Foxy, and that's their only way. Then, Wally remembers that Foxy hasn't pooped yet, something brought up in an earlier issue by the dog when it was rambling. They focus in on Barry's ring, which Foxy ate when he ate a clone of Wally when he was possessed by Eclipso. They free Foxy, set everything back right, and all of the Wallys merge back together. Hopefully after all of that, Wally can chill a bit. Oops, nope, he's in DCKO. I enjoyed this whole series, yet it does feel like this ending should have happened over 2 issues. It felt very rushed to me, though I know timelines line up, he's got to get over there. Something about the art was a bit off too, and I think that's odd because I think that this is the team where it's just been on the book. But in any case, it's been a really good run with an average ending, which with me hoping that the future of the Flash family can be a little bit better. I gave it a 7.75 out of 10. How did you guys
I
feel
hope
about
they're
Flash
not-
25?
Fascists. Yeah, it is the end. We're done with this era of
Yes.
Flash.
That is the
I
end.
suspected they were going to pull a let's go back to the status quo, which kind of, I don't know. I'm like, you know what? We're done with this. I don't really need to waste any more time thinking about it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I did kind of like the end moments with Linda.
Yeah, the final moments with Linda were really cool. But wasn't like there's still 2 Wallies left at the end of it all?
No.
Or did
the
they
last
finally
one
fuse back
decided-
together?
Yeah. He relented.
No, I thought they willingly chose to merge. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sure
Oh, okay,
did.
fair enough.
Which I was like, oh,
Interesting. Yeah, we're here. I was rejoicing. It's finally at the end. And I'm going to say, honestly, for the last issue, didn't hate it. Honestly, didn't hate it. I'm not, that's not a dig, just like, yeah, finally, final issue. Like, it's actually a somewhat enjoyable read because it wasn't full of weirdo jargon and just like shit you need a PhD to understand. Deep science. None of that.
Is
It
that
was
also
just-
because we knew it was the end? I was thinking about
Yeah.
that.
I hate it when
was
he
like,
asks
I know it's
these
the last of the
questions.
dark, so yeah.
It was straightforward.
Ruins
It
shit, 'cause it's
finished
like, I
up
don't
and
know.
wrapped it all up, and like, that's it. We're done. Back to normal. Hallelujah. Yeah. So
Right, because his powers haven't reverted like back to normal.
let's face it, that's never gonna get brought up again.
You don't think that his time shifting abilities are ever going to come back? His
Fuck no.
dimension shifting abilities, excuse me? Not
No. If the other 3 forces never got brought up again, neither are his time shifting abilities.
Alright.
And you kind of get a nod to the time stuff in a book we'll talk about later today, but
Yeah.
I was like, I know what you're referencing, and I honestly took that as him just always having been able to time
Oh, yeah,
travel
that's-
and whatnot.
yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
can skip through dimensions.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just happy like his kids have some character development. So 8 out of
Quantum
10. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of
Wonderful.
10.
Wow, that is a much
Yeah.
better score than I
That's
anticipated either one
fine.
of you guys giving this book. I really did. I expected the celebration of it being done. I didn't expect
there's still
scores that high.
Oh yeah. But the partying was last week. I'm over it now.
Yeah, we've moved on.
Very well. That's why you guys decided to take the weekend off. You brown bagged it. Yeah, it's like fuck
I'm a little
sure,
too
man.
hard.
It's like fuck
Yeah.
the
No, actually, what you didn't know was I had a wicked hangover all day, so recording was not an option.
wicked bad hangover, bro. All right. Well, we missed the target on that one. Keep the target on this one. Wait, that's not the right book.
No, that's a book from this week. What, Josh? What have you done?
What
Oh,
have I done? Where
Oh,
did it
no.
go?
It's
Everything got
not-
shuffled.
fucking here.
There
There
we
it
go.
is.
There's Green Arrow. It's around here somewhere. Green Arrow 28, written by Chris Condon, art by Montos, colors by Adriano Lucas, letters from Buddy Bedouin, and a cover from Torrin Clark. Ollie saves the kid from overdosing, then teams up with Detective Benitez to uncover the truth about the drug-tipped arrows and a company named Advance, whose employee Albert Noyce, whose name sounds rather familiar, is shrouded in mystery despite seeming familiar to Green Arrow. Meanwhile, Roy and Leanne help some addicts hiding from the Crimson Merchant. The mystery deepens, and I am so mad about the cancellation. I won't go off on a tangent no matter how badly I want to. I've written this down to ensure that I follow it, but this is a damn good story and a damn good series, and I'm damn upset about it. Damn it! This issue, fantastic. Another layer pulled back, but adding more questions. This is so good. Story and art, I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
9 out of 10 for me. It is very hard for me not to bitterly review this book because, like Josh mentioned, I know that the end is coming,
Yep.
but the heat just continues to turn up with each issue, and I'm like pissed that after this arc it's done. But again, I'm not going to go off on a tangent. So let's just say the issue is very good, has good
Same.
moments. Roy and Ollie, as always, are written excellently. and Montos just kills it.
Yep.
I'm gonna stop talking now before I get mad.
Hey, man. What was the score you gave it?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Right on, right on. Rob, what did you think about Green Arrow 28?
It's fantastic stuff. I'm also incredibly sad it's ending. But it just makes me want more reading this issue, you know?
Fucking right.
There's so much more we could experience with this creative team and these characters, but fucking cut short.
It pulled back some story, it added more story, and it's like, I'm so worried that the end of this is going to feel too rushed, because this has just been fucking phenomenal, and I am starting the tangent. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it'll necessarily be rushed, because I feel like Chris Condon will just finish this story arc, and that's going to be his story arc. That's good, because he wasn't really building one giant story. He was just so far just doing different story arcs. So like this story arc will finish, he'll have the story finished, and that'll be the end of his run.
All right.
Yeah.
Which for me is, again, keeping myself contained is the frustrating part, because it's like, wow, you wrote 2 incredible arcs of Green Arrow.
Yeah.
And that was it. Shrug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this gets a 9 out of 10 for sure.
He said, shrug.
That's how DC's acting. They're like, okay, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Sorry, there is nothing we can do.
There's nothing we could do. No matter how much our fanhood should convince them otherwise, they're just not going to continue to Green Arrow. Bullshit. But nonetheless.
Come on, we said we weren't going to get pissed.
Yes, I did, didn't I? Let's shine a little light on me and everything else. Green Lantern number 27, written by Jeremy Adams, lines by Zermanico, colors from Romulo Fiorito Jr., letters by Dave Sharp, and a cover from V. Ken Marion and Pasquale Ferreira. The Lanterns are headed to Oa, but know that once the Starbreakers catch them, they are dunzos. So John Stewart, ever the leader, uses all of the Godstorm power in his body to turn on the power batteries for all of the cores. Everybody in the Spectre get rings. The last thing we see is the Starbreakers showing up. Well, shit. I mean, what a bombastic story. The Lantern Corps, their cores are all back. Who knows what will happen with that? More importantly, what happens with John? Are the Lantern Corps all going to be working together? Which one is going to fuck him up first? Fuck him over first, excuse me. And the ring that Ellie put on, was that John's AI mom ring or a new ring? Is it a ring that was created out of John? Is John still alive, or did he become the Lantern batteries? I need the next issue, like right now. The art is absolutely fantastic, and the story got me like, whoa, this is Pete Green Lantern by far. Rob didn't hear half my questions, but that's
I heard them. I can already answer one of them.
8.5 out of 10 for me. It was great. Answer away. Which one?
Let me just fact check my findings real quick. Brandon, you go ahead while I fact check this.
No, I'm right there with you. What a gut punch. I mean, I really I kind of saw where the setup was going when they had that flashback with Hal and John, but it still didn't make it any less of a gut punch. But just seeing John make that sacrifice, and you know everyone's charged up again, and you're like, oh shit, here we go. And then the Starbreakers come. Like, this is really the kind of hype issue I feel like I've been waiting for, where next issue we're really going to get the all out just craziness. And I'm with you. I'm like, I need the next issue now to just be at peace, although I feel like there's more to the story with John.
It's like I just got a gut punch. I need to know if what follows is a hug or a roundhouse.
Well, it's also like, you know, like I'm sad about John potentially, but also like it's so hype seeing all the lanterns charged up again, and you know, like I don't know what to feel. Should I be sad or should I be hyped?
The whole
tell me how I should feel.
the whole ring thing and the whole gauntlet thing are still at the forefront and got me very excited for everything that's coming. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many questions. Is John still alive?
Yes.
Is he
I think
just
so too.
in the
but
lantern batteries?
I don't know.
Is he like
No.
a conscious light?
It's possible.
Dope. This will be interesting, and it brings a whole. Oh God, there's so many possibilities with Green Lanterns now. With the lanterns across the board now, I'm so happy that all of this shit is happening. And if you don't like what's happening with the Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps, and the Lantern Corps in general, then
Funny story, because a lot of Lantern fans had a lot of things to say about this most recent issue.
a lot of
Specifically
Lantern fans have had a lot of
about John.
bad things to say about this entire run, and they
Yeah.
should stop smoking crack.
I'm not even going to get into the things about John because it potentially could be considered spoilers. I don't think it is, but that could be considered spoilers because solicits and whatnot. But the thing I can answer for you is the ring that went on Ellie's finger. It is a blue lantern ring.
Was it blue? I completely
Yes.
missed that. Whoa. Saint
Yeah,
Walker's
so
got to help
that's-
her?
So like,
Even
if she's
more
a
exciting.
construct, how is that even possible?
Well, that's the thing. That's what you got to think about. And this is why I don't think John is dead, because even though Ellie was kind of a construct that became her own being, she was still a construct born of John's will. So if John no longer exists, how is Ellie a thing?
Wait. Because there is one thing that we have not added into this. There's a variable missing from this math equation, and that is, what is the basis of the hard light constructs that are appearing in the future in the House of L? Are those living constructs similar to Ellie?
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that yet. The light people.
Oh yeah,
And
Yeah,
is
whatever
this
they're
where
called.
that possibility kicks off? Living constructs.
yeah.
Oh, there's so much. I have a Lantern Woody. It's a special edition Toy Story figure, and I can't bring him out right now.
Oh, God.
I'm so fucking excited. I love
Oh.
every bit of
Josh, I hate you.
this.
You just fucking broke me.
Yes. Well, all right. Have we all given our scores?
No, I give it a 8.75 out of 10.
8.75 out of 10. It
Yeah, that
is.
that last little moment with all the Lantern Corps for saying their oaths again is just enough to warm the cockles of my heart.
Yes, especially Lexi's. You got the whole thing, and you got it right.
That and also just like because I love him so much, just Saint Walker's pure joy at becoming a
Oh
Blue
my God,
Lantern
he was
again.
so
I was like,
happy.
Yes, he was so happy. That was
ooh,
so
my
cool, dude.
cold Grinch heart. It
Yeah.
warms once again. He has hope once more.
Saint Walker's happy now. I gotta go back, give back all these goddamn Christmas presents.
Jocelyn is getting his red rage again. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
you go,
even he was happy.
psychopath.
Yeah, and just like Zelias Zox, what do we do now? And Tross says, we speak our oaths. Yes. Oh.
I
Oh.
feel good.
Now the question is, what does the future hold for a universe for 7 different Lantern Corps?
That has been the question at the end of every fucking issue: is what's next?
Also, the thing
Done.
that I'm wondering is
Not cheap.
the classic situation of a bunch of groups that hate each other, or maybe not hate each other, but don't like each other, now have a common enemy and are working together. And once they beat that common enemy, what next? Are they still going to work together? Do they go back to
Well,
hating each other?
We
Are you going to
could
see a Lantern Alliance?
To answer that, we could reference one of 50 other story arcs where that's already happened.
Jesus. Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again, though.
No.
Yeah, that's sort of my
We don't
point.
know.
Is I hope it's
No, I
not
mean,
another
I-
War
well,
of
I
the
mean-
Lantern. But
The Lantern Corps have had to team up numerous times already and to face a common enemy. And what's happened every time since, they've maybe tried to have things work out, but eventually their alliances fall apart.
okay, yeah, I know you're talking about Blackest Night going into War of the Lanterns. It's true, but
I'm not
just
talking
saying,
about just
there's
Blackest Night. I'm
possibility.
talking about Blackest Night. I'm talking about Rise of the Third Army. I'm talking about Lights Out. I'm talking about Hal and Pals when the Greens and Yellows had to team up. I'm sure there's more I'm
They
forgetting.
did, for a time,
Yeah,
work together.
they did.
So I'm
For
like, maybe,
quite a long time, actually.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We could have new alliances between corps here. Obviously, not all of the corps are going to be working together in harmony. Period. There's going to be guys that are assholes. I'm actually thinking it won't be the Red Lanterns first. Which
How? I don't see how it couldn't.
I don't
It
think
might be
it
the
will.
Yellows. Might be the Yellows. See, here's the thing you got to think about as well. A factor that we're forgetting is all of their central batteries now exist on Oa.
Yeah,
They don't have a fucking choice.
for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for now. Yeah. Unless they choose to set up shop somewhere else.
I imagine Larfleeze will stick around because he don't care where his shit is as long as he can keep it.
And everybody else's shit. They will have to do something with Larfleeze because he'll steal it.
Yeah, like he'll be fine to stay on Oa. It's everybody else will want him gone.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't
Like
be
my lunch keeps
totally
going missing
sure
from the
about-
fridge.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be totally sure about the Red Lantern being the first turn, if only because of that the recent issue of Green Lantern Corps that we had. Well, obviously they're not friends, but there was still that moment where, like, I
Respect.
think they were trying to work together or something. Maybe I'm misremembering that issue. I know it was the one where they were using what's his face as a battery, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm making-
When Thanagar blew up.
Yes, yeah.
I forgot that happened, Shit.
I was just thinking, like, maybe that's a way that they could kind of.
Thanagar blew up, or Thanagar and Rand collided? No, Mogo collided with Thanagar. That's right.
Yeah, but Thanagar is gone
Again.
again.
Yeah, but like all the way this time. Let go of it. But that's
Oh,
went,
man.
went the way of Xanshi.
ouch.
Tragic. Al is not looking too good.
Hopefully he's actually coming back.
It's Sinestro. He don't care. Or is that a yellow lantern construct? I can't really
Well,
tell.
That is Solomon Grundy from an Arkham Knight 2-pack in detective mode.
Nice.
And I thought it makes a perfect Yellow Lantern construct.
It does.
Yeah. This little guy right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to have him attacking Yellow Lantern Batman.
Dude, that bust of Sinestro, I just have to say it, that bust of Sinestro you have.
It's
That
pretty
is so
great.
cool.
I love
That
it.
is so cool.
I
That
love
pose
it.
is awesome.
It's so nice.
Do you have Yellow
I
Lantern
can't look
Batman?
at anything else.
I do.
Good.
But what I want to do, because there's the Green Lantern Batman as well, and the Platinum Edition McFarlane for that is the same figure, but like as a construct, all green. So I want to get that, and then it can be like Hal and Sinestro having a ring battle with Batman and Sullivan Grundy as their constructs.
That's so cool. That was my phone wallpaper. Yeah, my Christmas cards. That's sick. That's great. All right, you know what? We're gonna move out from one cosmic calamity to another. Make sure I got that right. All right, written by Mark Waid, art with lines from Carmine Di Giandomenico and colors from Tamer Bonvillain with lettering from Ariana Mar and the cover from Dan Mora. We have Justice League Unlimited number 11. That imprisoned parademon in the watchtower gave birth to a bunch of huge ugly monsters running through and destroying the watchtower. That is, parts of the watchtower that the time trapper keeper isn't destroying, because they're still trying to save him in that time bubble. After running through the whole issue, Mr. Terrific realizes that he can solve one problem with the other, have all the uglies chase him, and then flash push them into the time trapper keeper's time bubble. This kills them near immediately, just as Rex finishes the surgery. Time Trapper Keeper awakens, but then someone else is delivering the message I came here to give, he says. And then we see Superman calling all Justice League members to the Watchtower, and he's holding a really beaten down Booster Gold. I thought this was good, but not amazing. The book has had better looking art, and ultimately, the pregnant parademon thing seems to have just been to fill pages, far from the most impressive issue of the series, in my opinion, though ultimately not too bad. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this one got a 7.5 out of 10. Not a bad issue by any means. But yeah, I will say this felt mostly like setup to get to the end of this issue and also the end of Superman, which we'll talk about briefly next. Like, just kind of making sure everyone was in place so you could have that moment where Superman's like, I need everyone at the Watchtower now because something big just happened. And I honestly, we'll talk about it, but I kind of liked how Superman got there better than this one. Although it was cool having some moments with Mr. Terrific. So yeah, I agree. Art is not the best, but it's fine.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. It did feel like a setup issue, and realistically, it is. It's all set up for DCK. Yeah. But yeah, the Superman story actually had a bit more weight to it. Where this one, it was kind of tying up what they had going on, but it really was just a stepping stone to the next part. But still enjoyable. End of the day, the stuff and it still keeps the essence of the book because you have all these random heroes coming together to solve a problem. It's still a Justice League Unlimited. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10.
Right on, man. All right, well, that was rather fast and easy to get through. It's because it was kind of fast and easy to get through. No mystery there. There is a bit of one in here, though. Detective Comics 1101, written by Tom Taylor, art and colors both inside and out, and on the cover by Mikkel Yanin, letters by Wes Abbott, and this is it. After a leisure boat crashes into an ocean liner, Batman ventures onto the craft and finds 40 plus dead bodies there. His detective work reveals that some of the bodies died by strange means that suggest a lack of inhibition when facing death. Heeding a signal, Batman goes below deck to find an emaciated child who states that a mysterious someone told him that they never needed to be afraid again. After discovering a message etched on the walls about Gotham's fear coming to an end, signed by the Lion, Batman leaves the deceased bodies and the child with Harbor Patrol and takes off with his own corpse. Well, not his, but one of them. We see that Mr. Terrific is running the analysis and confirms Bruce's suspicion. The lack of inhibition evident in the body's deaths is due to a change in their amygdala, and that removes the sensation of fear. However, given that Bruce was exposed to the bodies without a mask during his initial investigation, Mr. Terrific also confirms that Bruce is now infected. Now, this is interesting. This doesn't feel like just a new villain, but this feels like a new Batman villain, if that makes sense. The Courage is Coming, signed the Lion. We've got a motif here. Batman's first Wizard of Oz villain, if we don't count White Rabbit.
You mean Alice in Wonderland?
Well, yeah, that was Alice in Wonderland. This is the first Wizard of Oz villain. My bad. Anyway, she was just in Peacemaker. Sorry, she's been on my mind. They did it wrong. So I just wanted to say that.
All good.
But this is so freaking cool. It's a really interesting setup. I'm definitely curious and want more. And of course, Mikkel Yanin is freaking amazing. This did everything I wanted a setup issue to do. lay the premise out, introduce the villain, and make the story good enough to make me need, not just want, but need to find out what happens next, and look damn good doing it. This is one hell of a setup issue, as I've said, and I'm pretty hard on those. I gave this an 8.75 out of 10.
Did you say it's the first Wizard of Oz villain?
To my knowledge, yeah.
It's the second.
What's the first one? First Batman Wizard of Oz film.
Scarecrow.
Well, I mean, okay. This is a lion and having fear. Courage wasn't fear. Scarecrow wasn't fear. Scarecrow was not having brain. So, like, the Batman villain Scarecrow was, like, just stupid all of the time.
Well, here's the thing.
Caught himself on fire a lot.
The lion in the Wizard of Oz was the cowardly lion. This is a lion that seems to be full of courage. The Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz had no brains, but the Scarecrow in Batman has a PhD. So if we see a Tin Man that's stealing hearts, I think we might be onto something here.
Okay, I will definitely give you that. But let's find a Tin Man stealing hearts. Wait, is that Heartless?
Maybe.
Oh shit! Does DC even realize that they've done this?
Nope. But Tom Taylor does.
Son of a bitch. Interesting.
Because who wrote Heartless? Tom Taylor.
He sure did.
Well, hopefully this won't take as long to resolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't make Brandon too happy. I didn't think I'd ever give Brandon shit on the Nightwing book like I heard him shit on that because it took so long.
Oh, you make it sound like I hated the book every week. It wasn't that bad. It was taking its time a little too much.
Yeah, that was basically it.
And you didn't know Brandon during New 52 Nightwing.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
And me and him would have argued during Grace.
Yeah, that would have been. Well, honestly, I probably would have been on your side at the start.
Okay.
And then I would have been like, you know what? This book, it's got something going for it. And then by the end, I'm like, fuck yeah, Grayson, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people were like that.
Yeah.
It was peak.
Peak.
From the moment Midnighter's like, I recognize that ass anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Anywho, yeah, Detective Comics, this is a hell of a first issue. I would say explosive, but just like in terms of goodness of story, it is so fucking juicy as a mystery. I love it. It's a detective comic in all the best ways possible. It's honestly fucking 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, this is a super strong first chapter for me. And there was something, I'm going through the issue again because there was something else I remember I wanted to say last week, but I'm blanking on it now. It was something about the opening and why I really liked it. But I can't remember. Maybe it'll come to me later. But anyway, no, really solid setup. Absolutely love the mystery and just Batman on the ship and breaking down everything and looking at how the victims died and is kind of running through all the detective stuff that we like to see. But I think I've flagged what I really like about Mikel Hanin's art, like in this run as a whole, but particularly in this issue, because it's got that like Killing Joke, like Watchmen coloring style that John Higgins would do. Like it's got like these really vibrant kind of acid greens and stuff like that, and just going through it, like seeing Oracle's face lit up by the neon, but also like how Batman's blue suit like clashes with the green mist of the ship. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really well done. So I'm just like, he's leveled up so much.
The way he handles light is one of my favorite things about him.
Yeah,
I would love to really see him do a Green Lantern book for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right, well, let's fly on over to the last book that we are covering for the first half of this show. The, was it 265?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 265 part of this show. Written by Joshua Williamson. Right book. Yep. Okay. Art inside and out illustrated by Dan Mora with colors from Alejandro Sanchez and letter from Ariana Mar. Superman has been betrayed by Superboy Prime, and Prime has joined the Omega Legion. Upon capture, they shackle Superman down while Booster Gold is chained up for sacrifice as the temporal energy in his body has mixed with Omega energy, making him the only thing that can free Darkseid. Superboy Prime double crosses the Legion, as we all knew was going to happen. They free Booster Gold and head home, but Superman leaves Prime his Legion ring as a thank you and a symbol of trust. And now, Prime leads the Legion of Three Worlds against Darkseid. Meanwhile, on Earth, Lex is attacked by Omega Karate Kid, dragging him back into the fight. This was okay, I guess. It looks amazing. Like, really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
But this was pretty much all predictable stuff. Everybody knew Prime was full of it last issue. We all knew that there was going to be a double cross this issue. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Knew it was a fake out. And then we wrap it up with the same exact ending that we were given in Justice League Unlimited this week. I mean, tying it in is one thing, but even with different, better art here, having even the same dialogue as the last two pages is dumb. In my opinion, could have done something different. This feels called in and easy, but then again, a lot of them do. Amazing art does pay off, however. For this issue, I gave it a 7.25 out of 10.
So I just want to comment on the last 2 pages comment you had. It you could say that the same because I read Superman first, so I got the opposite effect where Justice League Unlimited had the same ending as Superman instead. But like it's really just like them.
That's your fault for not reading
saying. Who's to say what the right order is?
You did.
It's really just
Did
to
we,
say
did we
like.
know it's supposed to be that way? Unless you're reading alphabetically.
There you go. Solved, signed, sealed, and delivered.
I can't argue with that because I always do things alphabetically.
No, I was saying unless you're reading things. I mean, you don't have to. Fuck the rules if you don't care.
Yeah,
I read them in the order I
don't care
assign.
about rules. I just read them in the order I feel like it. When I assign them, I assign them in a way that's going to be, and this is total like breaking kayfabe, that could make the most sense to the audience. That gives it a flow and also gives us books we enjoy talking about.
Yeah, no, that's the way that we should.
Yeah, that's
But
how I
I
try
also,
to do it.
like,
It's
generally
honestly
speaking-
sometimes even just a coincidence that sometimes it comes down alphabetically.
Generally speaking, I'll go through and I will read and like usually be able to enjoy the books that you guys are summarizing, and then and I'll be able to just do my reviews like right off the gate. And the ones that I do, I'll go in and then read those just for my enjoyment, write my review, and then I'll go back and write the summary for you.
Yeah.
But I gotta, kind of like go back and read it again to get it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do it in exact order. But typically, yeah, basically you can assume that like top to bottom, the way you write it is the way I'm gonna read it.
Fair enough. Next time I'll put Superman above Justice League. Yeah,
If
fuck you.
necessary, but only if it has to.
Maybe next time it'll have to. You don't know. Anyway,
But,
I did really
again,
enjoy this. You're not wrong that yes, it was all predictable, but it was
And-
still like I was just in it for the ride at that point. Like it's, I'm also a guy that used to look up spoilers a lot, so like I knew things
Used
going
to?
into movies already. I still do sometimes. You're right, and I will know things going into a movie, and then I'm just like enjoying it for the ride, and it allows me to appreciate the smaller things more. Like if I'm
the
watching,
second viewing
I
sport.
I watched Avengers Endgame, and I knew a lot of the big scenes already, which allowed me to exactly get the second viewing experience on the first viewing.
No. You're missing out on the awe. You're missing out on the wonder.
I already had the awe
By
just for
the
the privacy
spoiler.
of my own bathroom.
Nonsense. It's not the same. Seeing it spill out and unfold in front of you is not the same as you pushing one out while reading a 3-minute article.
No, I'm not reading. I'm watching a leaked clip.
Okay, watch it. Well, whatever. Exactly.
I'm still watching that scene, just without dozens of people all around me screaming their fucking heads off. I can actually hear the dialogue with the shitty audio.
You need to do better.
I used to be pretty lousy about that, but I'm trying to be better. Even with Superman, I was surprised. No spoilers.
No,
Yeah,
I avoided it
my
absolutely
best
like the
to
plague.
not yeah anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually avoided shit for that one.
Yeah, most of the time it was like, see this stuff online. Whatever. I don't care. I just gotta know.
Every so often, I still visit Marvel Studios spoilers.
You so crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that is it.
But
for
yeah,
all
I
of our
just I
books. Have you given
enjoyed
us
enjoyed the ride on this one. So I
did
never
you
gave a
give this
score. Sorry.
yet?
No. 8.5.
8.5. That's a hell of a
Yeah.
ride. Way more hurricane than Gravitron. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I was just talking about roller coasters the other day. Do you guys remember have you guys ever ridden the Hurricane?
No.
It's the one that like it goes like it's you sit in like regular roller coaster cars, but it's not on like a roller coaster track. You're just in like one building.
Oh.
Most of the time you go in and it's like dark, right? And you like go like there'll be bumps and shit, but yeah, you're just like going super duper fast. And then
I have
there's
actually ridden that.
then there's the Gravitron that looks like a spaceship on the outside.
Yeah.
And you get sucked to the outside. You don't get buckled into it or nothing. You just get sucked to the outside of it. And if you try to lift your head up off of it, you're gonna throw up.
Every so often, somebody goes flying out. The last person to survive wins.
It's all on it's what the hell? Okay.
It's a game of survival.
Oh, the first time that I rode the Gravitron, I was like 8 or 9 years old, and my, just going through a growth spurt. My babysitter let me eat double helpings of spaghetti, and that was an unfortunate evening for everyone on the ride at that time.
Oh God! I wish you wouldn't say that. Ooh.
That was not the last time that I
don't know,
rode the
one of-
Gravitron, but I did ride the Gravitron intelligently from that point on. He said, "Why would you didn't
One of my
say
worst-
that?"
Yeah, it was like because one of my worst childhood memories was like my brother and I when we used to share a room. He had the top bunk because we used to have a bunk bed.
Oh no!
And
I know where this is going.
one
already.
night, yeah, one night after helping himself to a little bit too much spaghetti.
Oh no.
Oh god, spaghetti even.
And no, but here's where the horror movie shit starts because like I didn't even see the full event. I woke up to the aftermath. So it was literally like, I woke up and there was just strings all over the floor and on my bed.
Strings?
And it was,
God, that made it worse.
I was like fucking dying. Oh god.
Oh, why did
Yeah.
it say string?
Never again.
Holy noodles, Michael. God. Oh.
Oh god. That sucks.
Sorry, I work in a Lost Boys reference where
I can't even imagine what that roller coaster was like. I've been terrified.
I think that might be the interbisexual in me that never developed. Having to work in the Lost Boys reference whenever possible. Okay, guys. All right. Top 3 and favorite moment. What do you have? Mine, personally, are Green Arrow 28, Green Lantern 27, and Detective Comics 1101 from 3rd to 1st. With my favorite moment being, it's obvious, as much as it pains me to say, takes place in Superman number 30, and Superboy Prom says Dan Jurgens is gonna be so pissed. I laughed. That was an out loud
Yeah.
fucking got me. That was my favorite moment. What about you guys?
Well, you stole my favorite moment.
We
That
can
was
have the
also-
same
That
favorite
was no.
moment.
I'm gonna claim it anyway.
It's
'cause
allowed.
That's
that
A-okay, man.
that is also my favorite moment because it also got the audible laugh from me. Top three, I did not prepare one, but thinking about it, it could be pretty much the same as yours. Though I might swap Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So Green
Yeah.
Lantern at 3, Green Arrow at 2, and Detective at 1.
And it was a real toss up between Green Arrow Birds of. Oh no, never mind. That's on the next one.
Yeah, that's the next one. Yeah.
We're not
That's
there
on the
yet.
next review. My bad. All right, yeah. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, no, I think my number 3 are the same. Well, the same books, if not the same order. But yeah, no, I had Detective at 3, Green Lantern at 2, and Green Arrow at number 1. But my favorite moment also was from Superman because even if the book was not perfect, my God, Dan Mora, incredible, absolutely incredible, absolutely
Can't
incredible.
argue with that, man. Can't argue with that.
But I don't know. Like you said, yes, the book was very predictable, but what can I say? I'm a sucker for schmaltzy moments, and Superboy Prime saying, I've been a fan of you my whole life, and you're the coolest superhero ever, and Batman can suck a cock. I was like, oh. It's nice at least that Prime
Here's the
has
bag of
come
dicks.
full
Do what you want with
circle.
them.
And is just like, you know what? I like you. You are my Superman, and I'm glad we finally had our team up. So,
Yeah.
that was sweet.
Does that mean he stops being a dickhead now?
Well, we can hope, but once a dick, always a dick. Don't take that out of context.
Too late.
Dude,
Somebody already has.
that's okay.
Oh God,
Hey, dude, it's a sound clip on the internet. It only lasts forever.
Jesus.
It's okay.
Oh.
All of us know what you mean, and there's digital proof.
I found our next YouTube
Later,
short.
When you are a famous comic creator and you piss somebody off and they dig something like that up, it exists in its full length here in a digital archive. It is all good. How about our favorite covers though this week? Me myself, it was not hard to choose. I know Brandon can't see this screen, and that pisses me off so much. But we've got Superman. Let me get this out of my way here. Detective Comics, Justice League Unlimited, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and not those, and The Flash.
So here's the thing, like, it's not drawn by Mike Deodato Jr., but there's something about that Flash cover is still fucking creepy.
It's creepy, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I think I'd almost
Kind of
prefer
see that.
Deodato because it's less creepy.
Yeah, what? Because it's just a creepy smile, then.
It's just a creepy smile. This is a Wally that's haunted.
Davide Paratore.
Never heard of.
Well, you
Oh,
did
boy.
now. Burn it in.
I
This
wish
is
I
what
did.
he did. Hopefully, there's some growth in the art. I
Hopefully.
will say, however, that the light work on there is pretty cool. Not
Yeah.
Nickelodeon level, but I do like what he did with some of the light work there.
I'll give you that. That is true.
That said, do you have a cover? I wish those weren't in there. Do you have a cover that you like? Now that we've gotten the Flash out of the way, we've got Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Justice League Unlimited, Detective Comics, and Super.
I am so close to giving it to Superman because I love Dan Morris so much,
Right.
but I might have to give it to Detective Comics.
It's hard not to. Detective
Yeah.
Comics is really, really good this week. What about you, Brent?
I'm gonna go for the easy one. I'm going for Superman. I love an action pose, and Superman and Booster in what looks to be a bare knuckle fight, even though it's not really what happens in the issue, is just fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
does look-
as sad as I am to see just the Legion in their most evil form, especially this really evil looking version of Cosmic Boy. Oh my god, those costumes are so cool. I can't I we'll talk about it later in the Justice League Omega special. But oh my god, I can't get over how badass those Legion suits look.
we're gonna
Even if
have
they're
to
evil,
coordinate.
I'm like, fuck it. Maybe I just want them to be evil if they look that cool.
I just realized something. We're gonna have to coordinate our cosplay in Chicago. We need to
is that
start working
so?
on this now, so we know what to do, and I've got plenty of time to get it done.
Who are you gonna be? If I'm gonna be Nightwing, who are you gonna be?
That's what we've got to work out. I think. I mean, I do still have Deathstroke,
No, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it.
but keep in mind this. I can't shave this off. I don't look right with this. You guys have seen that.
So Brandon,
Fuck,
I don't
I would
think
pull
it's
it off if I had
It's
to,
not.
but I don't want
Yeah.
you be Tim Drake.
to.
Okay. Brandon, you be Tim Drake. Josh, you be
All right.
Impulse,
I like
and
where this
I'll
is
be
going.
Connor Kent.
Maybe Impulse.
You'll be Impulse.
I would pay. I would
You have
pay
the hair for
a
it.
laughable amount of money to see you dressed as Impulse, Josh.
Yes.
I don't even want to like speculate on what that would look like. I just want to see it.
Oh my god. Do I want to be Impulse? Wait, what? You said Tim Drake, Impulse, and who are you gonna be, Rob?
Connor Kent.
Connor Kent.
I can be Connor Kent in that one cover of Teen Titans when he discovered his Luthor heritage and he shaved his head bald.
No,
Oh,
absolutely not. Yours.
I can get the
you
black
out.
shirt and scratch it out of it.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yours,
honestly,
you get
that
out
would be pretty
absolutely
easy.
Way too easy with Brandon having to do Tim Drake and me dressing up like Impulse. So I suggest instead that what we do is one of you picks Kid Flash, one of you picks Impulse, and I go as Max Mercury.
Max Murray. Well, okay,
'Cause,
what if
you know,
one
like
of us
the whole
is
mentor
Wally
thing.
Flash?
What?
Because it'd be really weird to have Impulse and Kid Flash at the same point in the same time.
But what did the last time we saw Max, wasn't he being a mentor to Wallace too?
Oh, that Kid Flash.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was thinking, because you said Impulse, and I was
Oh.
thinking Kid Flash, like Bart.
No, the whole thing, because he was being a mentor to Bart and Wallace. Man,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
forgot-
missed
I
the
for-
whole idea. Never mind.
Yeah, I forgot Ace and Bart had a good thing going too.
They
were like
did.
bros.
They did. And me being old would work with. Oh, what if I was Jake Garrick?
Even better.
that'd be good. Yeah, and that's actually I think you could do that pretty easily. That's not a very hard costume to make.
It really
I made
isn't.
like that helmet. in
Yeah, the
high
helmet's the hardest
school.
part.
You could do it with fucking cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Oh no,
It's
I'll
harder
have
than
to
you
do
think.
something. And I'll have to make it look good.
or I'm sorry, it's easier than you think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you could do that.
It'll definitely be better, 100%. I don't know how the helmet itself. I'll have to figure out how to do it, man. But I'll do it. Some kind of wrap or something. I'm sure there's some kind of a chrome wrap that I can put around. Like if you said you made it in high school or what?
It was really cheap. It was basically I took a piece of cardboard, I
Uh-huh.
cut it in a circular pattern, I arched like imagine like a rectangular strip, and I arched that over basically where the head would be, the brim. So
Right.
it made a hat, and then I
Right.
just covered the whole thing in like tinfoil or something.
Hell
So the
yeah.
shape is what it would be. It's just
Sick.
it just looks kind of cheap, but with better tools, you could definitely make something that looks better than that.
I think we got something to go here. But what okay, so if I'm being Jay Garrick, do we do JSA?
I was just gonna say, you be Jay Garrick, I could be Alan Scott.
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't know. You got to pick of a lot of people. You
Gotta
could be
pick.
Wildcat. You could be Hourman.
Wait.
I mean, I feel like
hold on. We
Josh
just went
would
through
be
all
the
of that.
better Wildcat, but
Yeah, I would be a better.
yeah, I'm like, I don't
Wildcat.
know.
Oh, you would, yeah.
No, if we were
Or
going to
you
do
would.
that, I would honestly want to do a cosplay another one I've always wanted to do, and I'd do the classic Dr. Midnight.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Ooh.
sorry, not classic
Oh.
Dr. Midnight, the classic Sandman with bigger gas mask.
Better. Hell yeah.
That would be cool as
That
shit
would be
too.
really fun. To do.
Oh, now I want to do Dr.
Yeah.
Fate because he's my favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna still be.
Yeah,
Alan
I don't know
Scott,
about that
though.
helm. I'm shit out of
You
luck
totally-
making
hell
something
yeah,
like
do
that.
Alan
You'd have to buy
Scott.
custom.
You got to grow your goatee up.
Yeah.
No, I'll be shaved Alan Scott.
No, be current Alan. You don't have to grow it out like full bush, but I mean like full bed.
You get a wig or just rock the ball? The ball down in
I
Scotland.
might have to get a wig.
You gotta get big.
Yeah.
Gotta go, man. You gotta go all the way. Like you did with
That's-
your Lex Luthor suit. You were like, "Brr,
Yeah.
I know nobody got it, right? That's
I
Yeah.
think even outside of just like a group cosplay, you should definitely do the Alan Scott because that seems like I mean, I want to say simple, but one
Oh,
that
it
you
is-
could
it
put
is
together
pretty
pretty
simple.
well.
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
I'll do Obsidian if Brandon does Jade.
Yeah. I'll be Jade. Yeah.
Would you
I-
paint your skin green?
I don't have the legs
yeah.
for it.
I'd even get those. Well, okay, I'm not gonna go that far.
I'm curious where you're going.
But, I mean, I think so. I think we've got some cool ideas here. I'm down for Flash Family. I'm down for Bat Family. I am down for the JSA. I am down for a Teen Titans or a Titans fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, you got. Oh, I think Rob would make a really, really good Beast Boy.
Oh, thanks. That was my
I
really
can see
shitty
that.
Beast Boy impression, but
But would you paint your skin green? There's the $1 million question. How far would you go?
I'm already part of the way there.
There you go.
Oh my god. 10 steps ahead.
Yeah. I'm a regular
What Titan
Adrian
would you be?
Chase.
Yeah.
I
What
read
Titan
a
would you
tip
be, Josh? I'm trying to think.
from the people that do the body paint cosplay. That some of them are starting to take baths in packs of Kool-Aid to stain their skin, so that if the body paint like cracks at all while they're out in the public doing whatever job it is that they're doing, it's not quite as evident. Isn't that a fucking
Okay.
trip? Jesus Christ, that is dedication.
That's
I
crazy.
can't imagine bathing in Kool-Aid, dude.
Right?
Hey, it works.
That's some
'cause
kind of
yeah,
dedication.
not only will it dye your skin, but if you get thirsty, it's right there.
Yeah, and I mean it will dye your hair too.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about that.
Oh,
Oh,
geez,
God.
I'm really, really thirsty. Let me just suck on my skin a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
Tasty.
Mm.
You could dye
Mm.
yourself in the
Cherry and
the
sweat.
Slimer Kool-Aid.
Oh,
I
God,
don't
that'd
even
be
want to know what that
so
is.
called
nasty. You just said
Ecto-
Kool-Aid and sweat, and I'm like,
Oh.
you were sweating
What
all
was it?
day.
Ecto
That'd be so
something,
gross.
but it was the Kool-Aid packet that had Slimer from the Ghostbusters on it. It was called Ecto something. Ecto. I can't.
Plasm.
No, it wasn't plasm. It was like a play on some
Yeah.
kind of drink to make it into a drink. But that's neither here nor there. All right, we've got our favorite covers out. Mine is gonna be, believe it or not, I'm going with Green Lantern. You cannot beat that kind. I just absolutely love that kind of artwork. Um, I think they made Kyle a little beefcake, but it's Kyle, so I'm okay with it. I love Kyle.
Ken Marion, I think, has a thing for Kyle because he always makes him a beefcake, and I'm not against it.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
made
yeah.
Kelly look badass. I
Also
don't even
made
wanna
Kelly
fuck with
look
Kelly
like
now.
8 years older.
I don't know. I've seen plenty of 12-year-olds with attitude, dude.
There's 12-year-olds with attitude, and there's 12-year-olds that have seen some shit. I don't know, man.
both. She's both. But all right, that is it for episode 265. You're not alone because we're gonna keep going. Welcome to the Geek Matrix. Still, we're gonna go ahead and kick things
All night
off.
long.
All night long. 24-hour live stream.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. All right, we are going to kick things off, and I'm going to start sharing the summary duties with my patriots here. I'm going to get used to this pointing thing. First up, we got Rob bringing us The Adventures of Superman, the Book of L #2.
Yay! This is the Adventures of Superman Book of L #2, Part 2, Second Coming. Lots of twos going around. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art from Scott Godlewski, colors from Alex Guimarães and Matt Herms, with letters from Dave Sharp, and the cover from Godlewski and Guimarães. We pick up where we left off last issue. Clark Kent has arrived in the future, about 1,000 years into the future, where he runs into his long lost, I don't know what the hell I was going to say, start with a D, long lost descendant, Rowan
lost.
Kent.
That's what I heard. I heard Dong lost.
Dong lost. Lost his dong. I don't know. Yeah, Rowan Kent is right there, and they get right up into the faces of the Summermen, which seem to be a group of knights, beings that protect the city that they're currently in, that have solar-based power, including flaming swords and the ability to shoot lasers out of their eyes. Rowan and Clark make quick work of these fools, and they head out of Dodge as soon as they can, because they need to get the fuck out of the way. Clark also wants to find a way back to his own time and says he needs to get to the fortress so he can get a device that can help him get back home. On the way, Rowan and Clark do have some... Oh, that was Ronan. Ronan, not Rowan.
There's
Whoops.
two of them. There's both.
Yeah.
Rowan and Rowan.
Yeah, I had the wrong
Oh,
count.
that's right.
A lot of them have similar names. Yeah. So yeah, this one's Ronan. They have a brief discussion about what's happened in the previous 1,000 years, and Ronan's family is all but broken up. A lot of them are kind of scattered around the place. He is the keeper of the not the watchtower, the fortress. Currently, nobody visits it. It is in disarray. Nobody's been in it for many, many years, except for one person that Ronan wants to introduce Clark to, because apparently this one person that lives in the Fortress of Solitude is the world's foremost expert on Superman. So Ronan takes him to this chamber within the fortress and finds that it's actually the Kent saved from pretty much the same day that Superman was taken away. And on the other side of the Kent farm, in a small little laboratory, is a very, very old man that is running experiments and somehow still drinking coffee, despite the fact that it does not exist anymore anyway. And Ronan says, I want to introduce you to someone. As he looks, Clark is kind of curious. This old man looks up, drops his pen, and just very weakly says, Mr. Kent, as Clark sees a Superman signal watch on his wrist and realizes it's none other than Jimmy Olsen, still alive after 1,000 years. Never stopped looking for him, But before they can finish their reunion and figure out just what the fuck happened, the Summermen intrude yet again, break through the ceiling of the fortress, alongside, believe it or not, the being that is actually in charge of the city, Brainiac.
But which Brainiac?
That is the question, and that's we also get teases of in the next 2 pages, quote unquote epilogue of journal entries, kind of detailing stuff that we don't see off panel. Brainiac seemingly just kind of maybe working together with Lex Luthor at the same time, and also Krillux, but also just making what?
He's not working with. There is no more Lex. He's
No, in the
impersonating
past. In the past.
Oh, in the past. Okay.
In the past.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And just over time, even though all of Kaluan technology was basically destroyed, this Brainiac survived. Krillux is keeping him, or keeping this version of Brainiac alive to run the city, and also uses the Luthor name in perpetuity to basically run day-to-day news operations. That's the gist of what you get in the journal entries. I'm still so stoked on this. I was hoping for a bit more information about the trajectory of the story, but it is also fun just to see this little adventure play out a little bit. And we actually got some pretty interesting revelations and really cool stuff happening. Was hoping to see more stuff about what's happening in present day with the Krillux invasion, but fuck, who knows? Who knows?
I'm glad that they gave us that little chronicler. At the end of it, letting us know who, like Brandon is the current Superman of Earth. I always knew that he had some kind of an in on DC, and
My God,
now
I
it's
did
right
it.
here in fucking print.
Finally.
Right?
Son of Arthur.
And I'm apparently
Kent,
a part of the Kent family.
Right.
Finally.
Um.
Hang on, guys. Go ahead.
So
I gotta take something.
So Superman is the brother of Roland, who looks out for Ronin and Rowan, who are the current Nightwing and Flamebird, respectfully.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. I think it's a really interesting story. I've read plenty of. We all have read plenty of Superman in the future stories, but this feels a little different, and I can't put my finger on why that is, but I'm down for it. Here we are nonetheless. The art is fantastic, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The story, having forgotten a good portion of all of the House of L stuff, I'm kind of coming into this with knowing very little about it, and it doesn't matter. That's the cool part about it. It's really easy to get into and follow, and there's no need to have read it before. Though I wrote this review prior to going back and reading the House of L special, because I said I was going to on the last issue and I didn't. So I read it after I read this.
Good.
So I do recommend going back and reading it. However, this alone you can't get into without it. Not a problem at all. It's really enjoyable, especially Brainiac using Luthors to maintain control. It is so cool. I gave it an 8.75 out of 10.
Oh man, what to say about this book? Firstly, you are right. You're absolutely right in that you don't have to be overly familiar with the Future State House of L one shot to know what's going on. This is more like a reintroduction, or third reintroduction, if you will, to this timeline that oh shoot.
All right.
What? Ew.
Brandon, could you freestyle Batman?
I can try.
Sick. All right. Well, then we got your
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
okay.
admit I have 15 minutes if you want me to do Batman first.
All right,
Sure.
go ahead and do
If it's an emergency, yeah, we're
Well, she's on the way home now.
okay.
I just gotta be out there in about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Dang. Listen
Batman.
to that.
So here's Batman.
So, were you guys still going though?
I mean, I can finish up my thoughts later. You know, if you want to give
Go
your
ahead, man.
review now.
Oh yeah, I'm still bringing it up. Okay, sorry about that.
Are you though? Really, Brandon? Why
You
don't
know
you
me,
finish
you
your
know I'm
thoughts
not.
while we wait for Rob to bring that up?
Uh, sure. I mean, I can try and speed through it, but basically, yeah, it's a sort of reintroduction to the future state timeline, or reintroduction if you read that annual. But I don't know. I was like, I didn't want to go on a tangent. I just, for me, a lot of the stuff in this story is very surreal because the future state House of L, while it might seem like kind of innocuous, is a book that's very special to me for two reasons. The first is because it was one of those moments where I felt like I was seeing a truly new reinvention on a future take of Superman. And also, if memory serves correctly, that was one of the first books I reviewed on this show.
Oh,
And so that will always be very special to me because
nice.
I was very nervous and I really enjoyed the book and I wanted to try and make a good impression. But anyway, I really just kind of
You
wanted to
must.
call attention to how, like, even after it's been what 4 years since that issue came out, and after all that time, Philip Kenny Johnson is still able to bring the story full circle to that one from 2021, which is just absolutely nuts to me. After everything that's happened to Superman since then, we're finally able to put a conclusive end to it, and it's super cool to finally get to that point. So 9 out of 10 for me. I'm in love with this book, and we still have 10 issues to go, but I'm like, does it really have to end though?
Right.
I mean, I hope it will be a satisfying end, but does it have to? You want to write a book too? Because you can't, you should, you
Yep.
know.
All
But
I have to say is, Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing.
anyway. Yeah.
Sometimes Ding Man makes things happen. But before Rob has
Yeah.
to
Hey,
go help his mom, why don't we go ahead and hop into Batman #2, the dynamic duo, or at least one of them. Rob, you want to
Right.
tell us all about it?
All right, this is Batman #2, written by Matt Fraction with art and cover from Jorge Jimenez, colors from Tomomori, and letters from Clayton Cowles with Jorge Jimenez. Interestingly enough, and that will make more sense if you read the issue. So we pick up where we left off, kind of last issue, but rewound a little bit. Um, I mean, okay, if you're being semantically, we start in the past where Tim is still living in the Wayne Manor and Alfred's still alive and Damien's with them and everybody's happy and hunky dory. And Bruce is trying to teach Tim how to drive sticks, so maybe one day he can drive the Batmobile. And let's just say it does not go well. For anybody that's learned how to drive stick, it did not go well. Yeah. So then we jump back to the quote unquote present day where we see some would be hoodlums, if you will, robbing a truck. And in that truck is none other than baby formula. Not drugs, nothing like that, just baby formula. This man is trying to save some for his own child. But Tim Drake is able to stop the thieves, and then he is actually able to find out that it is baby formula. But then the cops arrive, and this is where we left off last issue. The cops holding Tim at gunpoint with his back to them. Tim tries to interfere with the cops as the robber tries to make a getaway, but one of the cops has an itchy trigger finger, shoots him straight in the gut, killing the man, despite the fact that he has kids and he was not really threatening anybody. But as the cop says, suspects fleeing the scene must be treated as hostile, blah, 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 yada, yada, you're a dick. So then Tim flashes Bat Bang and then jumps up. Super Mario jumps basically roof to roof or wall to wall, back up to the rooftops, but then is shot also by that same cop right in the rib cage, bringing him back down to the ground. He wakes up in the back of a paddy wagon, also driven by these two cops, alongside 12 thugs. They are not locked. Like, actually, maybe they. Yeah, no. Some of them do have chains on the wrists. Not all of them though are handcuffed, but Tim is definitely handcuffed. And these cops intend to drive recklessly to give all the people in the back a bumpy fucking ride. However, that does not faze Tim one bit, as he is able to lean into all the bumps and take on all these goons at the same time, even while handcuffed. He ends up with the upper hand, escapes thanks to the Batman showing up with some bat spike strips, blowing out the tires of this police transport vehicle. He frees Robin, and then the cops come out. The same itchy trigger finger dickhead is able to point his shotgun.
Keep going.
Points a shotgun straight at Batman. His partner says, "A little too much, buddy." Points his gun at his partner, and they all shoot at the same time. Batman is able to block some shotgun shells, but his partner still takes one of the hip, while Tim takes the gun from the good police officer, dismantles it. Batman takes out the shotgun dickhead. But then while Tim is trying to bandage the gunshot on the good officer, the shotgun dickhead shoots Batman almost point blank in the back of the neck, which disorients the fuck out of him.
Yeah, I can only imagine the dong he heard.
Yeah. Not great. At some point, the bad cop also got shot somehow.
By his partner.
But I don't think that happened.
Yeah. They shot each
Batman
other.
blocked it.
One of them died.
Because the other one got shot. You definitely see that, but you don't see the bad one get shot. You just see blood on... I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, he died. Tim gets Bruce out of Dodge, leaves the good cop with some bandages, and leaves him for the police to show up and help him out. And Tim is the only one that can get Bruce to safety with the Batmobile. And now you understand why we had the flashback with the stick, because the Batmobile has 13 fucking gears.
Yeah.
Tim freaks out, obviously. Why the hell do you need 13 gears for? It's got the 9 standard, 3 quantum gears for use during spatio-temporal crisis events, and then there's the secret gear.
Yes,
What does secret gear mean, you ask? It means he has the coolest car in the world. That is directly ripped from this page.
Yep, and it is also, spoiler alert, one of my favorite moments from this week.
So Tim is able to get him out of Dodge. Commissioner Vandal Savage arrives on the scene. One of the cops is dead, of course, as we already know, and he uses this opportunity. That's what it was. It was a batarang that killed him. That's what it was. Or at least that's what Vandal Savage is making it seem like. He holds a press conference with all the police at Old Town Gotham City Police Headquarters, saying that Batman and Robin are now criminal combatants of the enemy criminal combatants and enemies of the GCPD. End of story. And that is where the issue ends. Some shit happened. A lot of the stuff in the flashbacks were fun because you actually see some brotherly moments with Damien and Tim. Damien being a young dickhead again. It was just fun. I didn't hate this issue as much as the first one, but a lot of the shit still felt kind of like the voices didn't feel right for Bruce at times, but I'm trying to chalk it up to it's just fatherly appreciation for his son. So I'm trying to chalk it up to that. It still felt good, and it was a really cool issue regardless. Feels more like a Batman and Robin story than a Batman solo book story, but I still dig it. It's going to get an 8 out of 10 from me. And before I take off, sorry if I could just leave 2 little notes for later books. JSA, Brandon, I have a feeling this is going to be an absolute favorite of yours. And for just see the Omega Act special, after you guys cover that, I want you to remember I've updated my theory about DCKO. I think Doomsday is going to win it all.
Oh.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
That's it. Peace out, y'all. Sorry, I got a jet. I got a little bit of a family emergency I got to attend to, but these fine gentlemen will be able to take the reins. Yeah, it'll be okay. But thank you. All right. Till next week. Ta-da.
Peace. Ah, man.
Indeed.
Well, how did you feel about Batman #2?
um. Well, I hate Tim having that haircut, but I like
You
this.
and the rest of the internet.
Yeah, I like this as a whole lot more than the kickoff issue from Fraction. It's simple but intriguing, interesting, ground level. Changed Tim's haircut. The art is really good. As much as I didn't like the first issue, this is definitely an improvement. Changed Tim's haircut. While I guess we'll just have to see where this goes. I like Fraction. I'm open to a great story. It's possible this is the kickoff 2-1, although it does feel a little generic vanilla. Batman changed Tim's haircut. I give it a 7.75 out of 10.
You and this haircut.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time I read this issue, I was like, it's good, but there's that like annoying voice in my head that sounds like the comic book guy that is just like, continuity. When would this have happened? Because is this like in some nebulous period during the New 52? Is this before Damian died? But wait, this can't be like after Final Crisis because Bruce was dead. I'm just like, I don't know. Reading stuff like that, I'm like, come on. And then also there's the part of me that's like, wait, Tim's never driven the Batmobile. But what about that issue of Teen Titans where he drove the Batmobile? But all of that stuff can kind of be explained away. So I'll try and tell that voice to shut up and just like let me enjoy the issue. And I think with that aside, there was a lot of stuff that I could enjoy. I really love the solo issues that focus on Tim. Even if I'm not super stoked about him being Robin again, it's just nice seeing Tim in a bit more of like a confident, assertive role. Maybe not while he's driving, but like he's going for the rough ride with the cops and he's got a gunshot in his gut and he's still able to hold his own and in a very kind of like fucking Spartan way rips his chains. And I was like, Tim is badass. We know this, right?
Rob.
Yeah. Well, I would disagree with that, but I think he's a very good Robin. We can agree on that. So that's stuff I absolutely love. I think I would agree with Rob in that like it still feels like the book is trying to find its voice, and I don't know if that's just Matt Fraction getting more comfortable writing superheroes again, Matt Fraction getting more comfortable writing Batman again, getting more comfortable writing Batman. It could be both. I don't know, but something there like just feels a little. It feels like it's still gelling. So I don't know. The book is in kind of a adaptive state, and I'm just hoping that it finds the voice that it wants to be, and that is something that I can really enjoy. But for now, like it's good. Very much a step up from the previous issue, but as Rob mentioned, some of the voices are just not my cup of tea, and I'm just kind of hoping that it can find a state that I like a little bit more. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Jorge Jimenez crushes it as always. We know this, but yeah, I kind of wanted to find what it wants to be a little bit more. But if anything, the cliffhanger for this issue is definitely leading to something pretty exciting. So I hope that pays off. I really do.
Certainly right there with you myself. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Oh wait, that was the wrong direction. It is around here somewhere. Oh, great googly moogly.
What is next?
It is JSA number 12. And you can tell us all about it.
All right, then I will save this. Sorry, I got distracted halfway through because there was a release for an art thing that I really wanted to see, but I'll focus on that later. JSA number 12 is written by Jeff Lemire with art from Diego Olortegui, colors by Luis Guerrero, and letters by Steve Wands, with yet another phenomenal cover by Leonardo Romero, and just Leonardo Romero. Wanted to make sure no one else was doing the coloring. This is the finale to our Ragnarok storyline. At long last, the unnamed ones have arrived, and they have arrived with quite some gusto, as we see in the opening moments of this issue, as hell breaks loose across the DCU, and various figures are feeling the effects. The JSA is preparing for their assault, but obviously are feeling a little terrified at the prospect of facing the Injustice Society, as well as these eldritch creatures. When the new Kid Eternity should arrive with some super speed in tow, and thankfully, is able to give them a little bit of a boost, but unfortunately is not enough to completely give them the upper hand. That is at least until one Mr. Terrific shows up, having called in the reserves, and yes, that means everyone except
Mm-hmm.
Hippolyta shows up for a really cool looking double page spread to mount their assault against the Injustice League, which they do in stride. But at this point, as Wotan states, kind of too late for them. The unnamed ones are already here, but Khalid does his best to try and hold them off. In the meantime, Kid Eternity steps through a portal and receives a little bit of guidance from Ted Grant, who fills them in on a little bit of info and an event that happened between Our Man and Wildcat and Wotan and Johnny Sorrow way back in 1945, something that proves to be the, I guess, winning motion against the Injustice Society, as a now even more powered up Dr. Fate knows the true faces and true names of unnamed ones and is able to send them back into the portal from which they came. So the Justice Society has won the day, at least for the moment, and seemingly has captured the rest of the Injustice Society. And now we're just going to try and return back to normal. There are, of course, some changes to be had. It looks like Jesse is stepping away for a while, whereas some old members are coming back, like Atom Smasher and Stargirl. But at least for the moment, the JSA is back together again, and not fractured like they were at the start of this run, which is nice to see. But all is not as copacetic as we might hope, as Kid Eternity is called back into the portal and expecting to see the Justice Society. She runs not into Ted Grant or any of the deceased members, but the Spectre, untethered with no host in sight. The Spectre possesses one Kid Eternity and is now going to use them as their means of escape, and vengeance will come upon anyone that gets in their way. So yeah, I would say a pretty bombastic ending for this arc as a whole. I'm satisfied, but the one thing I will say is I feel like the primary threat, the unnamed ones, when all is said and done, was a little undercooked. And I feel like even though we had some buildup and we had some hints, and we had the flashback issue, there really should have been more there, because we got the reveal of the unnamed ones in the previous issue, and then they were just kind of defeated in the following issue. And it was like, oh, okay. And not that it needs to drag itself out, but it was kind of just like we had all this build up, like this was what Wotan's main plan was, and they'd been working for it for years and years, and then they were just kind of defeated in one issue. And it felt like it could have, I don't know, given us a little bit more substance in terms of that battle. So you get the hype moments, all that stuff is cool. You get the payoff of Dr. Fate finally having that triumphant moment. I just wish that the primary threat had a bit more of a satisfying conclusion. So that for me is really the major flaw of the issue, but everything else is satisfying. And while I am sad to see Jessie leave, my hope is that if she's gone, they'll at least be able to kind of, I don't know, give her something to do or give her a little focus as she kind of gets her head together and figures out what to do next. So I'll give this one an 8.25 out of 10. What's that?
Is she in DCKO?
That is a good question. I don't know. I can't remember
Maybe
if she's a
she
part of the
is.
line.
That would be cool, just so that she's got something to do.
Maybe.
You said
Yeah,
you give
just so she's not. Yeah, I give it an 8.25 out of 10. So like overall satisfying ending, but I feel like it just kind of where it dropped the ball a little bit was the threat ultimately ended up being not as satisfying as I hoped it would be. Not that I wanted them to win necessarily, the unnamed ones, but like they didn't even really do anything. They just kind of showed up, looked spooky, and then were shoved back into their portal.
Yeah. It was a very easy trope. The unnamed ones, he discovered the name, so he was able to defeat them easily. Without knowing their name, you're
Yeah.
not able to defeat them. Yeah, I mean, we've all seen The Exorcist. I get that, but in short, I looking past that, I like the way that it ended ultimately. Looking past the fast end battle, I think we've got some real established stuff going forward, and the new team coming together, both old and new is great and huge. There's 14 people altogether that are still kicking it around. Kid Eternity, Alan Scott, Jade Obsidian, Our Man, Jay Garrick, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Wildcat, Johnny Thunder, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, Stargirl, and Dr. Midnight. And now what? With Kid Eternity being Kid Spectre. A whole new slew of WTF possibilities are in the next story. That's sick. The art and the colors were good. I thought this was great. I actually gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Fair enough.
I try to be. What's not
Yeah, no,
fair,
I don't want to make it seem like I dislike the issue. It's just, again, I felt like it could have been a little grander, but there was a lot of satisfying payoff to some stuff. So
for sure. All right. Well, I'm going to jump right into the next one. Speaking of something that isn't
Let's
fair,
go.
we've got another series that is getting canceled that I don't understand why.
just had to
Pisses
bring that
me
up,
off.
didn't you?
Yeah, because I want to voice my dissatisfaction with it. Birds of Prey number 26, written by Kelly Thompson. Lines on page 1 through 15 from Sammy Basri, and pages 16 through 20 from Vicente Cifuentes, with colors by Adriana Lucas, letters from Clayton Cowles, and a cover from Annie Wu. The birds are up against Vivi, the teenage hacking prodigy that started the world's biggest VR game, Unreality. Once a year, she hosts an event that takes her game out into the real world, and you guessed it, now's the time. Cass and Dinah break into that game server room, get backdoor access, then the girls go play, then the birds go play a game, not girls. They got to solve riddles to make it through it, and they do just fine, having to use a lifeline and phone a friend, Babs, just once. They find and go after some of the Shadow Army after Cass has figured out what it is that Vivi is looking for. They had to answer riddles, yes, but also personal questions. And Cass tells everyone that Vivi is looking for the entrance to the scene. And that is not good news. What in the hell could a teenage hacking prodigy want to do with the sphere of the gods?
I'm scared to think of the possibilities.
It's absolutely crazy. For those of the listeners that don't know, because we don't often hear the phrase "the seam," it's the boundary in reality that connects the sphere of the gods to the bleed, which is the spots in between all of the DC multiverses. Every special kind of energy goes through it. How else? I think that's good enough. I don't want this to be the last story, but what a story it is. I'm very curious how this wraps up after taking a turn into tying it to access the scene. That's like, whoa, unexpected. The issue was great and sets me up for having to find out what happens. And the art, as always, is damn good. I'm so bummed. And this story is cool, and I feel like tapping into something like this, this story could be meaty and longer. 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Rob had pointed out that there was a little bit of disconnect between issue 25 and issue 26, which, to be completely honest, I had forgotten about. Whoops.
Yep, me too.
So I read this issue and I was like, oh, this is cool as hell. Like I kind of remembered this stuff about Unreality, but overall I wasn't really thinking too much about how it flowed from the previous issue to this one. And then, we talked about it and I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Now I'm confused as hell. So I'm going to try not to let that affect the score too much, but yeah, no, I still really like it. And I think it's hard for me not to grade with the knowledge that the series is coming to end in mind. So it's kind of like I want to, give it a solid score, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's hard for me to really invest when there's only 2 issues left, which anyway, try not to think about it. No, art is great, story's cool. I guess I'm just wondering how it's gonna wrap up, and like this doesn't feel like, not that it's bad or anything, but it just doesn't feel like it has the weight of final arc. Like honestly, I feel like if they were gonna end the series, the last arc would have been the better way to end it, even if there was still the Shadow Army plot threads. But I don't know. We'll see. I just hope Kelly Thompson can pull it off. So I gave this an 8 out of 10. Good stuff, but it just has that twinge of like there's only 2 left, and how much do I really care about this whole unreality plot anyway? You're muted.
I am muted. I said, who
I said,
knows?
you're
Being
muted.
connected to something like the bleed in the sphere of the gods, it could turn into something rather big.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for that one. Let me find the cover for Poison Ivy, because there we go. It's all over scattered now. We're going to let Brandon take us through Poison Ivy number 37. Not Poison Ivan, because that belongs to
Not Poison
us.
Ivy. That'll be your character, which I'm very excited to
That's
see.
our character.
I truly hope he comes like with just a terrible, terrible English accent.
It's absolutely.
Like just super truncated.
Like very stereotypical Russian accent.
Very stereotypical Russian accent. But I'm not
Beautiful.
going to do it out of
Strong,
perspective.
like big Russian bear.
There you go. You know the one. Speaking of things that are not stereotypical, this book, which I would describe as very atypical, Poison Ivy, issue number 37. Holy shit. Issue
Fucking
number
A.
37. And things are still cooking. Written by G. Willow Wilson, Glorious Willow Wilson, as Josh is fond of saying. With art by Adigan Ilhan, colors by Arif Prianto, and letters by Hassan Elha. With, I mean, what else is there to say? Yet another stunning cover from Jessica Fong. This issue is actually kind of a quick one because not a whole lot happens, but also a whole lot happens, just not in the way that you think, like more personal drama. Basically, the gist of this issue is, as established, Janet is dying after everything happened with the trial and all that. And Ivy is desperate, knowing that Janet means so much to her. Even after everything that happened, Ivy really just needs to find someone who can heal her. And after some kind of brutal conversations with Peter, he realizes that she needs to put her ego aside and honestly just find someone that can take care of her. So she ventures into the wilds of Gotham City to find a physician that will be able to take care of her, not really remembering the name at first, but then looking in on the clinic, she remembers, oh yeah, it's Dr. Tompkins. And Dr. Tompkins, obviously, having protection from a certain pointy-eared fellow, does not take kindly to being kidnapped and slightly threatened to help someone out. And wouldn't you know it, after being threatened, within moments, who should show up but that very same pointy-eared guardian who is not happy that someone has gone after Dr. Tompkins. So naturally, after a brief little squabble where Batman is naturally upset, not even just because Ivy went after Dr. Tompkins, but also because she had promised to dispatch the Order of the Green Knight, which she didn't for reasons that she tries to justify. They have their back and forth before Dr. Tompkins steps in and actually acts like an adult, basically saying, you guys are acting like children. Let's just cut to the chase. Yes, I'm going with Ivy. Yes, I'm going to help someone in need. Batman naturally is suspicious and says that Ivy can't be trusted, and Dr. Tompkins tells him to kick rocks because there's someone in need and she's going to help them. So she does, and they make their way through the green to Seattle, to the stronghold or whatever you want to call it of the Order. Notes that Janet is suffering from a very bad case of mycosis, and that she should have been moved to emergency services very quickly, but unfortunately that was not an option, given that, as Ivy states, she was fighting the Gotham Police Department. But she also notes that something is wrong with this infection, in that it feels, as she points out, deliberate, like something is trying to kind of temper her ability to fight it. Ivy kind of hints that there may be something more to that. But before she can even get into that, one of the members of the group, Wendy, then comes in and basically reveals, at least to Ivy, that Janet was the one who, in her own suspicions, called the GCPD and basically caused all of this to happen. What really upsets Ivy in this situation is that when confronted with this revelation, Janet doesn't even attempt to deny. She just accepts it. And of course, that sets Pam off. I think more so because she feels that level of betrayal and really isn't sure how to process it. So at that point, she's basically like, you know what, Janet, you can stuff it and die. But of course, Dr. Tompkins is not having that and is already basically saying, like, well, Batman was right about you if you're ready to let her die. But it looks like she's going to take a different route, grabs Janet by the arm and drags her out somewhere, or drags her outside before telling her that she's going to take her into the green, and also in the internal monologue notes that something has happened to her heart and that it is metamorphosed into something a lot harder, a lot colder, and that she feels like she can't be hurt anymore. So, like I said, in the very basic summary, not a whole lot happens. Basically, Ivy brings Dr. Tompkins to help Janet, and then Ivy finds out that Janet is a traitor. But oh my God, so much personal drama, as always. But this series really just knows how to, like, just hit you where it hurts. And I think Ivy's whole moment where she realizes that Janet was the one who likely ratted her out, but is just so, like, frustrated and angry about it that she's not even really sure how to feel, is just, it really hits you. And that line about, Dr. Tompkins asking whether or not she has a heart, and she's like, I don't even know anymore, I think is not even just about Janet, but also what the Order has come to, what her life has come to, in that she's just so unsure of who she is and who she's supposed to be and what the hell to do anymore. So, oh man, this series, as always, is great. What is there to say? I was actually kind of excited to be able to summarize this one this week because, Josh, that's usually you, but
It is.
yeah, I was able to kind of dig in on some of the plot threads, which is fun, and it just continued to remind me of why this book is so good. So I gave this one an 8.25 out of 10. Art is great, but really it's just that personal drama that really hits you hard.
Indeed, I couldn't agree more. It's funny that you started your whole presentation out with holy shit, and the first part of my review that I wrote down was, oh shit, they messed up. We got a Don't Call Me Pam. That's not good for anybody, but it usually means that shit's gonna get done one way or the other. This means business Ivy, not poison Ivy, but ass kicking Ivy.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I would be shitting myself if she hit you with the don't call me Pam, call me Ivy, because that means you're dead.
Yep, that means you're fucked. You lose. No soup for you. Everything is out in the open now. There's no more mystery. What's going to happen? We still have the Gray. I forget his name right now, but it is really freaking cool. It's like Xerxes. I can't remember what the hell it is, but it's cool. I don't want that thread dropped, and you know what? I have faith that it will land, but what will the world of Poison Ivy look like when this is all said and done? I read this book so fast that I immediately reread it. It's a definite page turner. Great art. I missed Akara's style in this book, but I do like what Ilhan gives us, and quite a lot of it. The colors remain great. I love this. 9.25 out of 10. 100%.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I gobbled this up, man. All right, now that leads us to the, I believe, final book of the
We did it.
week
We made
here.
it.
Oh, there we are.
For
Right.
almost 4 hours.
After almost 4 hours. Not our longest show, but definitely our densest.
Yeah, we had a lot.
More dense. Densest. Densest is the word. All right. What we've got, Justice League, the Omega Act Special #1. I'm hoping that Brandon might be able to help me out here, given that there's
Do my
no
best.
credit box. Written by Joshua Williamson with art from Yasmin Putri and Kian Torme. And also there's lettering and a cover, but there's no credit box.
Let me see. You said there's no credit for the lettering?
There's no credit page. There's no credit box. There's no credits
Oh.
at all.
That is very weird.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
no.
see a
Written by-
signature
yeah.
on the cover.
Written by Josh Williamson, as he mentioned. Art by Yasmin Putri and Kyan Torme. Colors by Yasmin Putri, for both, I guess. And letters by Dave Sharp, with a cover by Jorge Fornes. Which
Thank you. I knew that
think
wasn't
would be able to
Putri's
see
art.
signature. Oh wait, no. Actually, you wouldn't be able to see because I don't know who did the lettering on this cover, but it completely obscures his signature. Like I can see the NES, but that's about it.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeesh. All right, here we are nonetheless. Ursa and Lara were friends. Not sure if that's new or not. I think it is.
That is new to me, at least.
Yeah. It shows them finding the weapon that eventually becomes Doomsday. And it seems that they find the heart of Darkseid as well. Deep inside these caverns of when Krypton used to interact with other species and allowed space travel. Somehow they started creating Doomsday and stumbled upon the heart of something that has always existed. Literally the heart of Darkseid. Now Doomsday has lost hope in the Justice League being able to help, and Booster tries to make it happen. And then everybody loses color. Literally everyone goes black and white and are frozen, except Flash. Time Trapper then shows Flash and Booster the future after Flash follows them through a portal. The future Booster already knew is what he's being shown, but Time Trapper seems surprised by all of this and is telling Booster as if he's never known this before. So not sure why that happened. He's infused with Omega energy, which we knew, but it's revealed here as a surprise when Booster takes down the Omega Legion with a boom of energy. He is the key to being Darkseid, of course. We have been being told this for months, guys. This is where we find out that Doomsday was created as the ultimate weapon to fight against Darkseid, except with a flashback, we find out that Time Trapper, or Doomsday, isn't the ultimate weapon, but rather the absolute champion. Which is why Rob decided to change his vote for who's going to win the knockout. Though we did get a bit of info here, it was basically extra stuff that's been tweaked by Williamson, stuff that's been canon, and he just decided to say, fuck it, let's change Doomsday's origin and tie Darkseid to Krypton.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Ursa and Lara were like real good friends. We're just going to throw that in there too. And the rest of the issue was presenting info that we already knew as though it was new. And it's literally just page filler shit throughout nearly the whole thing. It was absolutely bonkers and stamp not worth the cash. Art's pretty damn good. I'm going to give it, because I'm feeling generous, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because of
Oof.
Putri and Torme.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
is
that's
that
why
is a
it got
big
that
plus for
high.
me.
Maybe the
Yeah,
most point
yeah.
accurate.
If only for Yasmin Putri, and also again just because of how tough those Legion costumes look. Oh my god! Especially, I mean,
Mhm.
it's hard to choose a favorite, but like the Colossal Boy and Timberwolf ones are, oh, they're so good. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, it was good having Wally there because I do think he obviously didn't necessarily know all of this stuff, and so now he will be able to go back to the Justice League and relay this information alongside Time Trapper. Did we need an entire special to set that up? I don't know. Your call. And yes,
Wasn't
we
my
have been
call.
getting we've been getting some mentions to Booster having this unique blend of um, chronal energy and omega energy, I guess. Which I have to go back and read that DC All In special, but they didn't. I don't remember them mentioning when Booster suddenly had this omega energy. Like I can only assume it was maybe after Darkseid died, and even then, it was only because he went to the absolute universe. Like I'm just like, where did that come from? Did I miss something? Because I completely forgot about that. Like the Chrono stuff, I get because he's a time traveler, but
Right.
yeah, the
How he
Omega stuff,
became infused in the energy, I have no fucking clue.
yeah,
Because he's
that I'm
not the
still a
only
little
one that
unclear
went
on.
there.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, him having like that Omega flare, like I understand the necessity of having that. Like, oh, not only do you have this energy inside you, but you can expend some of it, or you can use some of it. So that's interesting. But I feel like this issue, it needed more substance because, like you said, a lot of it was just kind of saying things that we know, that time is fucked, and like that was the whole point of the Weird Yesterday event, and the epilogue was to basically say that. So I feel like if you were going to do that, you needed to say something new, which I think was the purpose of having the flashbacks with Laura and Ursa. My problem with that is two things. Number one, I'm not necessarily against them having a friendship, but this is like I'm like I'm frustrated. I'm not frustrated. I guess I'm not sure what to say because I actually have to agree with Josh, and that makes me feel weird. Um, but it's well, just hear me out for a second. It's like because you love to shit on Williamson, and sometimes it's fair, but sometimes I'm like, okay, dude, like, come on, it's not that bad. But this is one of those instances where like I feel compelled to agree with you because the portrayal of their relationship in this is so telegraphed, and it is like maybe not so much with Laura kind of, but especially with Ursa, where I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, you didn't even give her any kind of wiggle room to maybe, I don't know, be a character before she became this sort of Kryptonian, not like crypto kind of crypto, but like Kryptonian, like loyalist fascistic character. No, just straight up she's like, no, I gotta serve, I gotta, contribute to the state. And I was like, she's like a teenager. And I get that Krypton had a different society, but I always thought the reason that they ended up like that was not because they were like born that way or had come to be that way, but because Kryptonian military had made them that way, and it really
Right.
forced this whole like nationalistic loyalist kind of jargon on them. But like, no, straight from the jump, he's just like, nah, gotta serve, gotta do this, gotta do that. Like I was waiting for Laura to say something like, I don't know, fucking
Starship
boy, if
Troopers.
I
Would
ever
you
have
like
a
to know
kid
more?
someday. What?
Would you like to know more?
Yeah,
It's like a
or not even
Starship
just that, but I
Troopers.
was like, yeah, well, I was almost waiting for her to make a line that was like just so telegraphed. Like, if I ever have a child, I hope that one day they will be able to see more than Krypton. Do
Right.
you get it? Because my child is Superman, and he didn't grow up on Krypton. Like, just so obvious. And so, I'm like, if you wanted to do something, I don't know, give it a little bit more depth, but not this. And then we come to what I think will be the biggest point of contention for everyone: the Doomsday thing. I don't even really want to go into that because it's just so who gives a fuck. Like I'm not necessarily against this whole DCKO thing, but it's so lame to have this retcon of basically Doomsday being created to fight Darkseid. And I'm like, no, no,
Right.
no, no, no. Come on. And
And
even if you want to, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, this is just adding on to that. Doomsday being created to fight Darkseid, and Darkseid, I'm going to assume, gets his rocky appearance because he gets his corporeal body when Krypton explodes. I'm gonna. Oh,
Oh,
for some
I
reason
mean,
I see
yeah,
something as tacky as that happening. But Darkseid, a person, a being who always has been, his heart is just chained up inside of these caverns inside of Krypton. Not Darkseid himself, just his heart.
right.
How? What? Huh?
Yeah, that is a little confusing. I mean, the dark side thing, like I don't even know how you would explain that because dark side has existed like before Krypton existed, so I don't know how the
Right.
fuck that's even there. I'm sure they'll find a way to explain that hard, but again, I'm not feeling too optimistic about that. My main thing is just like for anyone who actually goes back and reads the Death and Return of Superman, none of that shit's gonna make well I'm not gonna say none of it's gonna make any sense, but I'm like if you go and read that and then you read this you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? They had a whole
Exactly.
issue where they delve into Doomsday's origin, and there's no conclusion, there's no logical thread you could draw between him having an origin and just being a Kryptonian experiment with science and a weapon designed to kill Kryptonians
Yep.
or test their strength, and him fighting Darkseid or some kind of old prophecy. I'm like that is such an ass pull to try and tie it into this event. Like I'm like, come
Yeah,
on,
you're
guys, we're
not
better than
connecting dots. You're just drawing a fucking line through it.
yeah, it's you're like you're not even trying to connect dots. You're like a little kid who's like, okay, here's a dot. Fuck it. I don't feel like drawing them together. I'm just gonna there we go. You know, draw
Yeah.
my own conclusion, draw my own dots or whatever. So I don't know. I'm like, did I want to enjoy this as the build up to DCKO? Because I am kind of excited for that. Yes. Did I enjoy it? Kind of. Was it worth $6? No.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. Again, if only because I do enjoy Yasmin Putri's art. This cover is so incredible, and there is some stuff that's like kind of cool. Like I do like seeing Booster kind of take charge, but at the same time, it does not justify the rest. And the flashbacks are just so corny and so telegraphed. Like show me that you've only read one story with Ursa without showing me you've only read one story with Ursa. Like, clearly, I'm not saying it's a character with an immense amount of depth, but it's like I know one thing about Ursa. She's a Kryptonian loyalist, so surely she was like that when she was a kid. Let's not give her any other kind of depth if we're trying to do this compelling flashback at all. It just felt so like filling, like you said. It just felt like filler.
Yep.
So yeah. That's disappointing.
Whole $6 issue of filler.
Yeah. And for that
Yeah,
money,
it
I
was
could have
a-
gotten some actual filler, some donut filler. I don't know. I was trying to do a
Fucking,
thing.
you
here.
could have got a decent
I'm too
anthology,
tired.
but
Yeah, yeah.
all right, I guess that is it. So we've got no other choice but to rank them. I'll go first. In third place, I'm gonna give it to
You
Birds
must.
of Prey. Second place, I'm gonna give it to Book of L. And in first place, by far, is Poison Ivy. And while those placements came rather easy, the favorite moments didn't. And I couldn't stop myself from picking this many. So in the House of L, PKJ. In short, the abilities of Superman were limited not by physiology, but by the needs of the oppressed. I fucking loved that. That was
Great
awesome.
line.
There were two in JSA, the double page splash of the reserves showing up, and then the sharing of knowledge to Kid Eternity. Both of those were really cool. And then, of
Yeah.
course, I mentioned in Batman where he says it means I have the coolest car. Because I'm like, well, yeah, you do.
At least he can acknowledge it. He's not just like, shut up and drive. Um,
Right?
yeah, that's awesome.
What about you? What do you got?
Yes. So number 3, we've got JSA number 12. Number 2, Poison Ivy, number 37. But first place, gotta go to Adventures of Superman, the Book of L. I'm just like, again, I'm so excited for this saga to finally having a satisfying conclusion. I hope, and hopefully there's more PKJ Superman in the future. I definitely had a few favorite moments, but I'll try and keep them to just 2. The first one should be pretty obvious, but seeing Dr. Fate have that moment where he's like, I see your true faces, I know your true names, and just banishes them back to the dimension that they came from. Again, even if the thread itself was undercooked, that's a badass moment and really is full circle for Khalid, who had kind of been struggling throughout this run. But my second favorite was just one, because it made me laugh, and 2, because the expression on one of the characters' faces was just so funny to me. But there's a panel in Poison Ivy 37 where after Batman and Ivy have been fighting, Leslie finally steps in and says, enough, stop rolling around in the mud like a pair of delinquent teenagers. And Batman has like such a, "Ooh, but she started it" face. Like, it's just so perfect. He's just like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? It's not my fault. Like, she's the one who kidnapped you. I was just trying to help you out.
What are you
Like,
talking about?
the
Jesus.
face that he makes is just so priceless.
Really? But
I don't know if you can find that panel, but he's like, I'm trying to help you. Why are you getting mad at me? So yeah, love it.
No, and how could you not? All right, well then I guess that leaves us to our very last part, and that is us. I somehow unplugged the monitor. Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Yay! All right, whoops. We've got some covers to pick out. Which one did you like the best?
Ooh, it's hard. Because honestly, all of the covers this week were just phenomenal. I don't know. I'm really tempted to give it to Batman number 2 because I do like this cover, and honestly, it looks so hard. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to JSA. I think I'm gonna have to give it to JSA, if only just because this month's issue and last month's issue are the 2 connecting covers, and just that whole scene of battle is so gorgeous looking. Like,
It really
one of those
is
ones
when
that I
you put
definitely
it
wish
all
I could
together.
have. Yeah.
It's super fucking
Oh,
cool.
absolutely. Yeah.
Super cool. All right. Well, I almost picked Birds of Prey. I almost picked Birds of Prey because I saw that and I was instantly fucking loved it. And then I got to Poison Ivy with the corner box with Poison Ivy in it, which is absolutely delicious. And it is Jessica Fung and Poison Ivy running through the streets with the shadow of the bat looming over her without Batman being in the frame
Pretty
at all.
cool.
I just was wow. I thought that was super cool, especially up to and including the fucking "Don't Walk" sign as she's running across the street. It was just all the way around letting you know Ivy's doing some shit she ain't supposed to do. And Batman's
Yeah.
on her.
The framing of this cover is just great.
It really is. It's done so well. Jessica Fong is a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody does anything to this
It
series, I'm going to start writing
definitely makes
really
me
long letters.
definitely makes me yeah, it definitely makes me wonder because like speaking of an artist from this week, but Yasmin Putri
Mm-hmm.
was mostly like a cover artist, and then only recently has kind of started doing interiors. And I'm like, I wonder what a Jessica Fong drawn issue of Poison Ivy would look like if she were able to do that. But I think it might be pretty cool. A sequential art, I know, is not easy to do, and sometimes cover artists are not necessarily the best comic artists, but I definitely want to see it. If that's a possibility.
You and me both. You and me both. Jessica Fong, draw an issue, please. Like
Maybe it'll be
get
the final
script-
issue,
Get the
whenever
script
that
from
is.
get the script from 12 issues out and start writing and start drawing that one. Give yourself plenty
Yeah.
of time. All right.
Well, hey,
Please.
12 issues from now would be 49, so maybe that could be issue 50.
There you go. Give yourself plenty of time. I'm down. I'd be down. I love her art.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely one of my favorite cover artists. If not, no, is my favorite cover artist right now at DC. Easily.
Really phenomenal.
Well, that's it. That's all. That's everything.
Oh, we did it.
Good God, that was
Oh
a
my God.
lot. Brandon, you look as tired as I
lie
feel.
down. I am very tired.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's use all 13 gears of that
feel like my eyes are
Batmobile to
about
get the
to-
hell out of here, shall we? We will be back
Oh,
next
God.
week covering
Yeah.
all of DC's weekly releases. Same Geek Time, same Geek Channel, and that is our show. We're getting out of here, so you will have to as well. Be careful out there. Remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.